Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I gotta focus on myself and my health.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have no choice. I have to take care of myself. Myself. I have these kids. I got in really bad health decline. And I have to take care of myself. I mean, it could not be cancer. It could be MS. Yeah. Jason! Come on, Jason.
I need to eat something.
I know you are. Focus.
So
There
white.
we go. I know, right?
Super white meat.
I know. I need to get better. A little flame to the ton. Never hurt to anyone.
Can I have the remote?
It is a great song, man.
Who did that one?
I will cut your ton out.
Using crack and cocaine to get high. That's what you say you love.
You damn well know I can move my booty meat.
Yeah.
You tell them they're scum of the earth. You say get a job. You're destructive and I'm not. I'm out of here. I'm divorcing Jason. I'm divorcing you guys. Because you know what? I'm always turned into a bad guy when I'm trying to do and make fucking people happy. Fuck all of you. Maybe this is what you want. You want me to drop dead. You don't want to help someone who actually needs help, who's helped everyone else. I was giving these people so much fucking money, and now that I don't have any fucking money, I'm a scam artist.
But your life is a joke, and you need someone to help you out. 'Cause nobody's needing that crack and cocaine. There's terrible trouble behind it, and sooner or later you're burning your brain, making a mess of your mind.
I can't even wipe my own fucking ass because...
Moral of the story, don't always listen to the trolls. They don't know what the fuck they're listening or talking about.
'Cause nobody's needing that crack and cocaine. There's terrible trouble behind it, and sooner or later you're burning your brain, making a mess of your mind.
Oh my god, guys, how long has it been since I last went live? I can't remember. Anyway, I've been wanting to do this because I have been watching this entire fucking crash out, and it has been fucking hilarious. Now, I am going to admit, you guys know me, I am more of a shanty commentator than I am an ALR commentator. Never touched on ALR at all. The only thing I've done as far as ALR research is watching Mr. Snowflake's just entire fucking documentary on her. The Shaped by the Algorithm videos. It's been 180 years. I have not been gestating a baby, I can promise you that much. Unless it's like a miracle baby, which still hasn't come out yet, which, get the fuck out of me. But I don't really touch on Gorlworld as far as Amberlynn Reed goes, or Foodie Beauty. Never commentated on them. Honestly, like I said, I've watched, like, you know, the documentaries about them. I've watched Shaped by the Algorithm. I've watched Toad McKinley's documentary on Chantal. You know, so, I mean, I have a basic understanding of Gorlworld. not an in-depth understanding. So if I do get some facts wrong, feel free to correct me in the chat. I will happily take correction. You guys know how I am. You were adopted by 21 VTubes. All right, but let's talk to the people in the chat, because, you know, it's only the chat that really it's only the people in the chat that really matters, because they're the only ones talking, so they're the only ones that are going to get acknowledged. I love all you lurkers, but if you don't chat, you're not going to get acknowledged. So there you go. Anyway, so let's say hello to Slayer. Hi, Slayer. Slayer Chow. Yes, I know that's not a misspelling of chaos. That is actually a character from a Sonic game. And even I know about that, even though I don't play Sonic. And the only reason I know that is because I one time heard a creepypasta about it. So that's the only reason I know what a Chow is. Anyway, hello, Slayer. Hello, Shanny's Titty Warts. Hello, Unfucking Believable. You three are the only ones here. That's how long it's been. People have done forgotten about me. So anyway, we're going to dive into this. This is actually a recap from Apathetic Facts. Now, I do have all 3 of Aylar's recent live streams downloaded. But considering the fact that I just got off work, and I'm still pretty tired, so, but I really wanted to do this. In fact, I took like 3 Excedrin because I woke up with a headache, and I was like, fuck the headache, I want to do this fucking live stream. I haven't been live in forever. I don't want people to forget about me, although I'm pretty sure people have forgotten about me, but that's okay. That's alright. Anyway, these are from Apathetic Facts, as usual. All of the videos, all the channels that these videos come from are down in the description below, so feel free to go visit them, subscribe to them, give them some love, give them some thumbs up, give them some interaction, because they are the ones that are doing all the work. I just take their videos, put them in a stupid little playlist, and give you my dumb opinions over them. So let's get this party started, shall we?
Gorls, it's been going down in the Amberverse. We've all seen Emily's weird Instagram posts mourning her fiancé that passed away, while also not so subtly shading Amber at the same time. She also recently hinted that Amber conveniently let Rarity out on purpose when she asked Amber to leave her home. But this time, Emily posted this cryptic message to her Instagram feed yesterday, hinting at a tell-all with Mr. Snowflake. It says, "With how hot it is lately, it's wild to think snowflakes will be back before we know it," with a snowflake emoji, sparking mixed reactions. Maybe she was just talking about the weather, but the majority agreed that she was hinting she's been talking to Snowflake. Well, Snowflake took to his community tab post to confirm he has in fact been talking to Emily. His post says, "Been speaking to Emily, obviously. Been a very hard listen. Well, over text, but you know what I mean. We spoke about the emotional and physical abuse from Amber. We discussed Rarity. She sent me over screenshots of messages Amber sent to her on the day Rarity went missing. Amber, I think you better make a quick video and sort your Rarity missing story out. We discussed the breakup and post-breakup. I'll make a simple video soon as I get a chance and get the video up fast as possible. I'll keep you all updated." Amber got wind of all of this and went live at 3 a.m. and crashed the f*** out. She titled the live, "We have been in a relationship the whole time."
I should have put the word toxic in the title. And then I get another text, "I have video proof of you being terrible to me, of me reacting to your betrayal, of me unmedicated with BPD. Correct. Stop texting me." Like, how much longer can I stay silent? And the whole time I'm sitting here thinking how I don't.
Bitch, you have a whole fucking YouTube channel. You have been anything but silent. You've been anything but silent. And since I miss it, we're going to turn my music back on. Because I miss it. I like my music. So there we go. But, bitch, you've been anything but silent. I am surprised you have not talked this shit about, you keep saying Tommy, but her name is fucking Emily. I'm surprised you haven't been talking about Emily before all of this shit went down. In fact, you actually you had thrown shade at Emily, I believe. But this is a complete and utter crash out. Yeah.
I want to hurt Tommy. I literally hate even referring to her as Tommy because we all.
Then don't. Even she has said that she doesn't understand why you started calling her Tommy in the first place. She doesn't get the whole Tommy thing either. Nobody does. We know you're talking about Emily. We know exactly who you're talking about. And also, I do want to make a quick preface before we actually get really deep into this. I don't like Emily. Not a huge fan of Emily. I think she is a messed up fucking psychopath. Because if you guys don't know, Emily's a feeder. She's into the fetish of feederism, which is getting a morbidly obese person and having them eat more to gain more. She likes her girls really, really big. In fact, not long before she got with Amber, she was actually engaged to a woman who died as a result of being super fucking morbidly obese. In fact, I want to say she was either over 1,000 pounds or she was close to it. So she likes her girls to be huge. And even as a fat chick myself, if I found somebody who wanted to encourage my continuing to get fatter and fatter and fatter, not that I need any encouragement because I'm doing that on my own just fine, thank you very much. But if I wound up in a relationship with someone who only wanted to see me get worse in my health rather than trying to encourage me to be better in my health, I would not stay with them. Because that is not a stable person to be with. In fact, Amber kept claiming while she was in Wisconsin with Emily that she was losing weight, that she was losing so much weight, but turned out not to be the case because Emily's a fucking feeder. Emily's into feederism. So, yeah.
Oh no, but we haven't been together this whole time. This whole time. And I have seen...
Bitch, where? Bitch, where? There's been shit coming out, from people who know Emily, who know you, that has said Emily has told you on multiple occasions to stop talking to her. To stop talking to her, to stop talking about her. And that you keep pushing yourself into her life. So, if you two actually were still together this entire time, that's on you, bitch. That's on you.
The things that she has said to me, about me, whether that be in comments, whether that be in private messages. She had a whole Reddit where she made fun of my body. Someone on Reddit literally said, how do you guys think Amberlynn would be when she loses all the weight? My girlfriend replied, she'd probably look like melting ice cream or a melted candle. My girlfriend behind my back.
Well, I mean, quite honestly, yeah, that's what you would look like if you lost weight and did not actually get, skin removal surgery. That's literally what you would look like if you did lose a significant amount of weight, which we all know you're not. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Your girlfriend was a feeder. Of course she's going to say shit like that because she does not want you to lose the weight. She wants you to stay big.
Was calling me Porcahontas when I was
I will say the Pocahontas comment is top. Be right back. Mom's calling me. Sorry, I'm doing these through my new Raycon earbuds, and it connects to multiple things at the same time, so it connected to my phone immediately when my mom called, so that's why I transferred over. It's probably why you heard all that shit. But yeah, she's going to say shit like that because A, it's true, whether you like to admit it or not, unless you can manage to save up the money to get the skin removal surgery. you're going to look like melted wax or melted ice cream. I'm sorry, but fat girl to fat girl Amber, that's what's going to happen. Ever watched an episode of My 600-Pound Life, which you claim is so inspirational and one of your favorite shows in the past, you would notice that everybody who actually does the program and actually gets the weight loss surgery and loses all that weight, they have to have skin removal surgery or else their skin flaps around like a fucking melted wax or melted ice cream.
In Wisconsin, I genuinely was the most miserable I've been, and I had to literally fake that shit real good. I had to fake that shit real good because it's like, it's hard to be like human and be broadcasted on YouTube. My mom wanted me to leave Tommy, just constantly telling me break up with her, like still, like literally from yesterday, just leave her, like my mom knows everything. I have never been with someone so vindictive and like genuinely like scary in my life, and I feel afraid to say anything. I've been afraid to say anything this whole time.
Are we still good? Are we still good? Are we still good, guys? Okay, good. Because YouTube's like giving me like error. YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain stream. I don't know what that fuck is about, but OBS says we're still good, so.
Time. I did not want to hurt her, and she wanted nothing to do with online, but then she would say all these awful things. Like any argument that happened in Wisconsin was due to a betrayal that I found out that she was doing right next to me. Imagine having BPD, unregulated, unmedicated.
Okay, what is it with these cows, whether it's Alar, whether it's Chantal, whether it's Shani, that blame all of their bad behavior on their mental illnesses, but then never do anything about it? They literally never do anything about it. They claim they have all these things, all these mental illnesses and shit, but then they never seek any type of help. What?
I'm finding out just betrayal. Like, you go crazy. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and go into detail.
I got your circumcision joke, 21. Don't worry, I got it. Gave me a good little chuckle.
One thing that I would like to say, so how this all like started is like, she literally told me, I promise I will never hurt you again. I mean, this is genuine.
Since unfucking mentioned it, we do have to pause for a moment in our stream, only like 20 minutes in, and give you guys the public service announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, non-binary pals of the Shaw of Thirst channel, this is the Shaw of Thirst with a public service announcement. Draven of the Draven's Crypt channel is a weenie. Yes, you heard that correctly. Draven of the Draven's Crypt channel is in fact a weenie. This has been the Shaw of Thirst with a public service announcement. We now return you to your regularly scheduled crash out.
Genuinely what she would say to me every single time she hurt me. But as of recently, like once I found out the Reddit thing, and once like she insinuated that I let Rarity out on purpose, and I don't know what it was, but after every single thing that she put me through, which all the personal, like I'm not even gonna go into detail in this moment unless she wants to pop off, like I'll pop off and react back. But something about this last time like genuinely broke me. I don't remember what it was, but like we had a...
So you're gonna go into this later on, but all of the shit that Emily was allegedly doing to you behind the scenes that you claim she was doing to you, that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. But her looking at pictures of fat chicks when she is a known feeder, wasn't enough, was the thing that just broke you. That was the thing that broke you. Not the alleged physical abuse, not the alleged emotional abuse, nothing like that. It was her looking at fat chicks on Tumblr. Which I will say later on when we do find this out, when she actually does admit to this, that I highly doubt she was looking at people on Tumblr, which is why I do not find her story at all believable. Because for those of you who do not know, and I would know because I actually do have a Tumblr and I have used it within the last 20 years, Tumblr actually banned porn accounts. They banned nudity on their site. So I find it highly unlikely that as recently as Christmas of last year, that Emily was looking at fetish porn sites on Tumblr. Because those are not allowed on Tumblr anymore. And haven't been for years. Which is why all the porn artists from Tumblr moved over to Twitter.
Normal relationship argument, which happens, like, you express to your partner how you feel. Whenever I would express how I feel, she would just go absolutely insane on me. I would try to process in my brain that, like, that's her defense mechanism. But it was like 2 days ago, I just calmly expressed to her, like, how I felt about something. It's like every single time we get in an argument, she goes online and says something awful to me. And I just got a text from her saying, I'm going to release the video then to prove how you are. I'm literally half naked in that video, so please don't. That was me in a BPD meltdown. I'm literally half naked.
Okay, I will say this much. If Emily does decide to release that video, like the full video itself, it could be considered revenge porn. And I'm not afraid to say porn because I don't give a fuck about monetization. Nothing I do is monetized anyway. Except for when you guys send me super chats. That's monetized. But, that could be considered revenge porn. It really could. So, if I was Emily, I would only release, like, the audio from that. Or a severely cropped version that only shows Amber Lynn's face. Not her body. Because as long as it's somehow cropped to where her body is not visible, and as long as, you know, there's nothing that inappropriate that can be seen, it cannot be considered revenge porn. And we would still be able to see or hear how she truly is. So if I was Emily, I would be very careful with the idea of releasing that video.
Threatening me repeatedly, like literally.
Oh, I do? Oh, well, you guys can't send me super chats anyway, so if you guys want to send me money, just do throw my Cash App in the description. I need food to feed my fat ass.
She's threatening me as I'm on here, you guys, like, as I'm on here.
Yeah, I forgot to turn super chats back on, because I turned them off for the troll run, because I wanted people to donate to the charity link. I forgot to turn them back on, so my dumb ass.
Like, you guys don't even understand. She made me more crazy than I've ever felt in my actual entire life. And it makes me not want to protect her anymore. So I go on to Instagram tonight. I reply to Corky Love Rose. I happened to click another message and they were like, you know who is talking to Snowflake? And I was genuinely so confused. I didn't know, you know who. I didn't know who that was. And I was like, there's no way. Call me again. I was like, there's no way. Because she promised me she would stop this. Because she knew I wouldn't say anything. I was constantly just letting her say whatever the fuck she wanted. Haven't you guys noticed that I would never say anything? So then I go to Snowflake's little community tab, and that's when I saw it. We're talking about Rarity again. And that's when I knew I'm actually officially done with Emily. Like, I've never been more done in my actual life. The truth.
Again, so it's not the supposed, alleged on both sides, because so far, Emily has shown absolutely no proof. It's basically a she said type of scenario. So, it wasn't the alleged emotional, psychological, and physical abuse that you allegedly suffered. It was her talking to Snowflake. Mind you, she did this before Snowflake's video came out. Now, if you want to see Snowflake's video, where he shows the messages between him and Emily, You can go down in the description. I do have it linked in the description below. So, yeah. So it wasn't any of that. It was her talking to Snowflake. Go off, sis!
Truth about Rarity, only the people closest to me know, and only Emily knows. The truth is, we're sitting in Emily's truck. I would sit in the passenger seat, and Emily would sit in the driving seat, and she would
Hi,
smoke
Pecan.
cigarettes. She does not smoke in her house. So we would sit there for hours. So, since we're both sitting on our phones in her truck, I saw her talking to this girl named Andrea. Flashback 2 weeks prior, I saw her talking to Andrea. They were talking badly about me. And I was like, who?
Okay. This is how you can kind of tell when someone is lying. They have to over-explain. Instead of her just saying, yeah, we were sitting in the truck and she was talking to someone that I had previously told her not to talk to. That I had asked not to talk to because of things that had happened before. And then going on with the story. Now here she's trying, it's going to be confusing because her timeline, she's going to mix up her timeline so much, but she's basically trying to explain the night that her cat went missing. Now, for those of you who don't know, who aren't aware, who don't follow Amberlynn, she had a cat named, she had 3 animals. 2 cats, one named Rarity, one named Wasabi. And then she has a little Chihuahua dog named Twinkie. While she was up in Wisconsin, now for some odd reason, and this is why I don't sympathize with Amber at all when she fake cries about losing Rarity. She dragged her animals from Oklahoma to Wisconsin, and for what was supposed to be a 2-week stay. She wound up staying 3 months in Wisconsin. 3 months. Keep that timeline, keep that amount of time in line, because we are going to go over in the second half of the stream after our Djibouti Dubs breaks. We are going to go over her response to Emily talking to Snowflake. That's up there too. But it wasn't supposed to be a 3-month stay. You were only supposed to stay for a couple of weeks. Now, instead of being a responsible pet owner and leaving your pets in a space that they already know, that they're already familiar with, not introducing them all of a sudden to strange animals for a long-term period of time, instead of doing that, you decided it would be a good idea to pack them up and take them somewhere completely new, with a bunch of animals they've never met, not knowing how they would react to those animals, not knowing how those animals would react to them. I mean, for all you know, Emily's dog, because Emily does have a dog, for all you know, Emily's dog could have immediately jumped on your cats and tore them to pieces. You had no idea how those animals would have reacted to each other. But yet, you dragged your animals from Oklahoma to Wisconsin for what was supposed to be a 2-week stay. And then you tried to tell us that you had no intention of moving in with Emily. Okay, go off, sis.
Who's Andrea? She tells me it's a girl from work. Okay. Then it was a week ago. I mean, at the time we're sitting in that
Hold
truck.
on.
I'm talking about Rarity night, okay? I see Andrea again. And I was like, why do you keep, like, talking badly, being suspicious with this Andrea girl? Oh, just this girl from work. And I was like, well, can you stop talking badly about me? Blah, 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 blah. I find out that night that this is a hater, someone that genuinely hates me more than anything in this world, that Emily became friends with. And they would just sit there and talk bad while I'm literally sleeping on her fucking bed, bro. So I told her, I was like, please stop talking to her because that hurts. Like, that genuinely hurts me. I would never do that to you, ever. So I believed that she would never talk to her again. Well, here we are, sitting in her truck again, and her stupid little message pops up. And then I see that they're talking again. So then I say, let me see your phone. I go into her little, it's like where you can see what apps you were on that day or whatever. And I noticed that she was on, like, I want to sit here and say, I'm sorry, Emily, for doing this, but I have to. This is not fair. You've done this. She messaged me and said,
What a narcissistic move. What a fucking narcissistic thing to say. Like I said, I don't like Emily. I think Emily is a fucked up lady. But for you to sit there and say, you made me do this, that sounds like an abuser. Amber, that's what abusers say to their victims. You made me do this. I hit you because you made me do it. And also, I will say this much. Hey, some idiot, how you doing, darling? But I will say this much. Amber Lynn did this at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. She was going off like this at 3 or 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning. I was dead to the world. I was asleep because I'm like, I value my sleep. But, Amber decided 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning would be a fantastic time to jump online and have a complete crash out. Not giving herself any time to like decompress or calm down, get her emotions in order. No. This bitch decides, yeah, 3 a.m. is a fantastic time for me to get online and talk about this while I'm still in heightened emotions. Okay. Alright, sure.
said you need to stop this immediately. Then why did you do what you did? And I noticed that she was on Tumblr. It was like the most random thing in the world because like me and her were like very open. I don't want to say what I saw. Okay, just know that what I saw her looking at on Tumblr literally broke me. So I instantly went to her Tumblr app, bam, in my face. Okay, I don't want to go into detail. Genuinely, I don't. I noticed that there was this app, not an app, a website. Just know that I saw things and read things and seen things that literally broke me and destroyed me, okay? Like, look at me. I look like a f***ing freak. This is how I looked almost every day in Wisconsin, might I add.
So, that broke you. And again, like I said, she will reveal later on that what Emily was looking at was extremely fat women, supposedly on Tumblr, which again I've got to call bullshit because of Tumblr's terms and conditions not allowing nudity or porn. Which again is why all the porn artists went to Twitter. But yeah, Mama Shaw's home, so you'll hear her in the background.
I got really fucking upset, obviously. No, I never destroyed her ex's photo. So we get in a big fight. I'm telling you, it was off the chain. But I think it was like 5 a.m.
And I will say this much, another thing that really annoys me while watching this stream, or watching any of her streams really, is the amount of people who are donating money to this bitch just to talk shit. Which I will admit, yes, the choker is holding on for dear life. But just the amount of people that are willing to give this woman money. And Sines Castillo in her chat was like, was it CP? No, it was feeder content. That's what it was. That's all it was. Emily was just looking at fucking fat chicks on Tumblr, apparently. Which, again, I've got to call bullshit on that because, like I said, Tumblr does not allow any type of porn on their site. So, yeah.
Or something. He ended up leaving her home through the kitchen door, which is the sliding glass door. She left. She likes to say that you guys see me. I'm over 500 pounds. I walk very slow. This, I don't want to share it, is Amber subconscious telling her not to lie. No, actually, it's Amber subconscious still being a decent human, and also it's embarrassing for me. So, f you, Rachel. Sit down and spin. She leaves through the glass door, leaves the door open. I did not notice because I did not go near the door. I was sitting at the kitchen table waiting for her to come home. And that's when I noticed the cold breeze. Literally left the fucking door open. And she booked it so fast she didn't even close the door. It was just a lot. In my brain I was thinking, there's no way Brady got out. We're good. It was the next day when I was like, something really just does not seem right. I haven't seen Verity all day. I'm thinking, oh my god, I've been thinking.
So you're trying to, this bitch is, and she'll go on to correct herself later, saying I considered it the next day because I only slept for 3 hours. No, bitch, that's not the next day. You're trying to tell me it took you a day, a fucking day, to notice that your cat was missing. Really? Okay.
He's to blame this whole fucking time. The fact that she's...
Well, you're lucky, Slayer, because not only is she a lesbian, so that eliminates that, but she also had a full hysterectomy, so. Some idiot says, it feels like even if Emily booked it so fast that she didn't close the door, it's still Amber's fault for being so out of control that she makes someone leave their own house. Yeah, not just that, but also the fact that she brought them in the first place. For those of you who don't know, those of you who may be new to my channel, in which case I'm sorry that you found me, because why? How did you get to my fucked up little corner of YouTube? I don't know. But I have a 15-year-old dog. Her name is Millie. I could like to call her the Toothless Wonder because she doesn't have any teeth. Now Millie is in, pretty good shape. She's in very good shape. She still runs around like a puppy. She actually does this weird thing now where she'll go to run out of my bedroom into the kitchen. She has to go through the living room to get to the kitchen. She'll stop halfway through. And then she'll just flop on the floor and start rolling around on the floor, which is hilarious to me. So she's very good. I have not looked at my phone, so I don't know. I don't know. I have not looked. Oh, Lord. What did you do? What did you do on fucking... I have to unlock my PayPal. Which requires my fingerprint, so... If anybody wants in my PayPal through my phone, they'll have to get my dead fingers. Aww. Let's see. Oh, cheeseburger. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Feather. Yeah, you rehydrated the shawl. Thank you very much. Yeah, since I don't have super chats turned on, either PayPal or Cash App is the only way to send me anything if you guys want to. And I will read it, no matter how heinous. But Feather, we need a shaw resurgence. But Unfucking just sent me a bunch of cheeseburgers, so yeah, that works out. I am a fat bitch, and I do love my cheeseburgers. But yeah, I honestly do think it was her fault for bringing the animals in the first place, because I wouldn't do that to my dog. And she's in very good health. For being 15 years old, she's not the smartest, she's not the brightest bulb in the box, but I would never think to put her through the stress of transporting her 19 hours away from her home where she's comfortable, where she's got her own little place. You super chatted for everybody. Yeah, you did. But where she's got her own place. She's comfortable. It's got her smell. It's got my smell. I would not think to transport her in a car, not even with a crate, just in a car, for 19 hours for what is supposed to be a 2-week trip. I would not even fathom putting her through that kind of stress. You know what I would do? I would arrange for someone to look after her while I was gone, which I have done a few times. When I go on trips out of town, I don't take Millie with me. I don't take her with me. Mama Shaw watches her, or when we took that trip up to Tennessee a few years ago for Christmas, I didn't take her with me. Not only because the family said no pets, which few family members broke, but just because I would not want to stress her out taking her to a new environment when we're only going to be there for a week. So what we did was we actually took her to a friend's house who was already familiar with her, had already met her. I took her over there before we left, introduced her to the friend's dogs, because she already had some dogs. Introduced her to the friend's dogs, made sure that she was going to be okay there. And then we left her there for the week. So that way that friend could keep an eye on her and take care of her while me and Mama Shaw were both out of town. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Which is why even if Emily did leave the door open like Amber says she did, it's still Amber's fault because she brought them with her on a trip that was only supposed to last a couple of weeks.
No.
But of course, Amber will go on to say later on that, oh, I didn't want to move in with Emily. Sure. Okay. Yeah, we believe you. That's why you brought your pets with you.
Threatening to share a video of me half naked. If you guys have ever seen BPD rage from betrayal and constant, I think she's a narcissist. I've never said that about anyone in my life, and I tried so hard to love her
Takes one to know one.
through it all. She would do all of these fucking things behind my back. Imagine how she treated me behind closed doors. Like she was my best friend for 13 months, you know. I'm telling you, there were times where she was so horrible. Calling me fat ass. The first time she ever called me a fat ass was in Wisconsin, and I'm telling you, my jaw was on the floor. Calling me bitch off, I hate you. I'm a waste of space.
See, but unfucking, Thulian, we're talking about Amber Lynn Reed's crash out, recent crash out. But the thing is, unfucking, you're actually moving. So it's not like you're taking them there and then leaving 2 weeks later to bring them back home. You're actually moving to where you're taking them to. So instead of putting them through the stress of travel twice in such a small amount of time, they're going to get to go there and stay there. So it's completely different than what Amberlyn Reed pulled with hers. So.
Leech on society, like the most awful things were said to me. If you share a video of me during a BPD meltdown where I'm half naked due to your betrayal, that's when suing will happen. You have silenced me for far too long, and finally the time.
You cannot sue her. As far as I'm aware of, you cannot sue Emily for releasing like a cropped version of the video where it only shows your face, or just releasing the audio. Now, if she releases the full video unedited with you being half naked in it, yeah, you could possibly sue for revenge porn. But as far as her just releasing like the audio or a cropped version of it that only shows your face, only shows, you know, like decent parts, not showing any nudity or anything, yeah, no. You can't sue her for that, because that is a video that she took when she felt like she was in danger. Now, if I get into a normal argument with someone, I don't feel the need to whip out my phone. The only time, I mean, honestly, I don't ever feel the need to whip out my phone because I'm not from the generation that has it glued to their face. But
I'll whip out my phone!
You'll whip out your phone? You want to say hi, Mama?
No.
No?
Hi!
Mama Shaw says, hi! But when people usually, especially from like younger generations that have been used to cell phones all their lives, usually they'll whip out their phone during an argument when they feel like they're in danger. And they want evidence for if something goes down. So chances are Emily took that video not to later which it kind of sucks that Emily's blackmailing AOR with this, and I will say that at least. You're blackmailing her, Emily, basically. You're blackmailing her with this video. Release it or don't release it. Don't hold it over her head to shut her up, because now you're being exactly like her, which of course is why I honestly think these two idiots deserve each other. They're both toxic as fuck. I wish they would just stay together, because then they can't, again, much like with Rev and Shani, I would not want them to inject their toxicity onto an innocent person. So it's best if they just stay together.
But I speak up, you're gonna go like below the belt. Just
Hey,
the worst you could do.
syncopated!
Is there anything you could tell us about what you saw on Tumblr? Just imagine, just think about it for 2 seconds. While I'm laying next to her in bed, I just wanted her to love me as much as I loved her. And then that fucking Andrea girl that she would talk to, I ended up messaging her and I was just like, can you please leave Emily alone? Like, it's weird. She ended up messaging me this whole thing about how much she hates me, and I'm like, how can Emily correspond with someone like this if she's supposed to be in love with me? Like, I don't get it. I'm not gonna.
Because as people learned, because like I said, she did this as a pre-reveal damage control. She had this crash out not from as a result of Mr. Snowflake's video, but when she found out, just had the mention of Emily contacting Mr. Snowflake, who is now apparently her arch nemesis and triggers her so much. But this just came from that one community tab post that Mr. Snowflake made, that where he revealed, yeah, I've contacted Emily. That's it. The video had not come out yet. She had no idea what Emily was talking about, no idea what Emily said, no idea about any type of the questions Mr. Snowflake asked. No idea. This came out the day before that video dropped. So Amber Lynn in this video is trying to do pre-reveal damage control. So, good job, Amber.
Like, sit here and stick up for her, but like, she was like blackmailed. Emily was blackmailed by people. I should be fucking showering right now. I should be fucking washing my hair. No, we're not taking.
Yeah, nobody believes that, Amber. Sorry. Nobody believes that if you were not doing this crash out on stream, you would be showering and washing your hair. Because again, she had this crash out at like 3 in the goddamn morning.
Together anymore. Like, this is me actually. I mean, it's absolutely done. Like, how else would we ever, like, yeah, this is it. What about the sweetest, gentlest love? That's how it was in the beginning. It was so perfect in the beginning. I read the whole thing with the Colleen and the everything at the fan with the feeder and the this and that. Like, that definitely got in the way of our relationship. When did we actually break up? Like, today? No, Gabby, absolutely not. Nothing like that. It was just bigger girls. No! Oh my god, no! It was f***ing bigger girls, bro, that were naked. Man, I'm sorry. It was literally just her looking at fat people, okay? I'm tired of.
So the thing that broke you beyond all breaking, was Emily looking at naked fat people. I don't get. I honestly do not get the level of insecurity and jealousy that someone would have to have about their partner looking at porn, or, you know, someone from the opposite sex who might be attractive, or someone from the same sex if you're gay. I just don't get it. Because if you had any type of confidence in your relationship, that shit wouldn't bother you. It never bothered me. My ex-husband tells me to this day that I was the least jealous person he'd ever dated or ever been with. Because he could look at somebody in front of me while we're walking together in the mall. He could look at somebody and be like, damn, she got a nice ass. And I'd turn around and be like, damn, she does. Because I knew who he was with, and I had trust and confidence in my relationship. So I don't get this fucking insecurity about just your partner looking at naked women. You know she's into fat chicks. She's dating you.
Of lying
Be right
to
back.
other people. I'm sending her Snapchats of Wasabi and Romeo. I sent a Snapchat of my body because I know she likes it. All while she's talking to Snowflake? What kind of weird, warped relationship was I in? And I just kept allowing it. I'm done with relationships. I'm done. It really doesn't make sense.
That's not the first time we've heard that.
Steadily talking shit about you to everyone. Someone said you may love her, but she has to hate you to do this. You know what? I genuinely thought the same thing. But all she wanted was my body.
Slayer, she's tried dabbling into Gorlworld. I think she has. I don't know if she has or not. Don't care. But, I mean, normally I wouldn't be dabbling into Gorlworld, but this was too juicy not to. This is too juicy not to. I'm just putting up one of my headphones, because I don't feel like having both of them in. Because when I have both of them in, I can't hear anything else. But, yeah, Amberlynn being done with relationships. We'd never heard that before.
I was just a body to her. I said that to her multiple times. Andrea is this old woman who's like a narcissist herself. Like, do you know how many times I wanted to message Alexis and just say you were right? All these reaction channels want to do is see me miserable, because when they viewed me as someone who just got into a new relationship, they hated Emily. They hated her. And now that we're not together,
they were warning you. Because once they found out who she was and what she was into, they were fucking warning you, bitch. They were telling you, this is a fucking feeder. Maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship as a morbidly obese woman with a fucking feeder. Maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship like that. They were trying to warn you that a few weeks before, that not even a fucking month before she got with you. In fact, there's actually theories out there that she started talking to you before her fiance died. They were telling you that not even a month before she got with you, her fiance died due to weight-related issues. That she basically fed her fiance to death. They were trying to warn you. It wasn't that they hated Emily, which, of course, I can't say I hate her. She creeps me the fuck out. But they were not doing this to hate. They were actually the people who were looking out for you the most. I mean, it could have been for selfish reasons, because if their favorite cow dies, how are they going to get the milk? If their favorite cow dies. I mean, you're already on the swift road to death because you're over 500 pounds as it is, which, I mean, you're 200 pounds heavier than me, at least. I could say that. But, they were trying to fucking warn you.
30 more. They're all, oh, I've been talking to her. She publicly accused you of doing what...
I hate to tell you this, Amber. Or Pocahontas, as I should say. But... What, Pocahontas? Yeah. You're gonna use that? Who is it? It's someone I'm reacting to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm talking to Mama Shaw. You know what ketchup is? It's in here. Okay. What do? Eat ketchup when you're not... No, I just have it in here. Okay. But, because it doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Open it. Shut up.
Why do I gotta open it?
Because I've got my hand full. Thank you.
Mama Shaw came home, got some meatloaf.
Here.
Bye. Bye. Go away.
You butthead.
Yes, I am.
I love you.
Love you too.
All right, I'm gone.
Gone. I'm gonna let this play. Are you gonna do your shot, Mom?
Yeah, I guess I can.
Yeah, you can.
I'm such an invalid. Millie? Get out of my way. Oh shit, we need needles in here, don't we?
Yeah?
Fuck.
I told you that last night.
Bite me.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not like
No thanks. There you go. Now you got to have the Mama Shaw cameo. So, yeah, the trolls were actually looking out for her more than she was looking out for herself, which is kind of sad in a way.
But you are now accusing her regarding your pet. I'm not accusing her of nothing. I know what happened. I was there. Why did we now break up? Because this is what would always happen. We would get in a little normal argument like all couples do. She would take it to the extreme, and then she would go online, publicly bash me somehow, some way. And then she would see how hurt it made me, and then she would say I will never do it again. Finally, when she reached out to Snowflake, I said to myself, we're donezo. She hates Snowflake, hate Snowflake. Like when you're in a relationship with someone, you're supposed to love them, respect them, care for them. You're supposed to be safe with them. I'm not safe with her. Why stay with her? I'm not. Obviously, everyone warned you about Emily. See, the thing is, people just genuinely sometimes don't want to see me happy. And it was like that also with Feline. Like, even though Feline was not really on camera, like, people harassed her workplace.
I will say this much. I do not condone nor endorse reaching out to anybody in Amber's life, like her side characters, like Feline. But, bitch, you're the one who doxed her. You're the one who told people her name. You confirmed her name. You doxed her. Or Becky accidentally doxed her, I should say that. But you're the one that put that out there. I don't get why these people don't realize that some things happen because they're fucking idiots. It's almost like there's like this blind spot to the consequences of their own actions. You're the one who put Feline out there. Or, like I said, Becky did on accident. But it wasn't the trolls sneaking around trying to find everything out about her. Once you have someone's name, then you can find out a lot about them. A lot about them. So, yeah. Yeah. I will say, Jesus, Mama. I will say that Feline, out of all of Becky's Becky. Stuck on Beck. Out of all of Amber's exes, she's the smart one. She is just like, I ain't getting involved no more. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna be over here in my world living my best life. So I'm glad that she hasn't come out. I'm glad she hasn't been spilling any tea. I do hope, however, that she did get into some form of therapy from her experiences with ALR being her girlfriend. But I am glad that she hasn't come out. Okay, thank you, Syncopated. Like I said, I'm not too deep in the Amberlynn Reed lore. Like I said, I've mostly watched Mr. Snowflake's Shaped by the Algorithm series and some reaction channels to her. So I'll definitely take correction for that. So, yeah, you said Feline's name was already out there. Beck just confirmed it. Okay, so she just accidentally confirmed that was her name, but her name was already out there. So people already knew who she was. Just Beck confirmed it. So thank you for setting me straight there, Syncopated. I appreciate it.
HR team. The haters get their way. I'm alone. You deserve these women and everything they bring. Okay. It's mutual type deal. Because we would always do this. We would get in an argument and then we would both be like, we're done. We're done. And then she would go and contact a hater or a Reddit or a reaction channel.
You get that pizza, Slayer. I don't know what I'm gonna have for supper.
Normally her reaching out to Snowflake would have been part of the pattern, but I need to respect myself. It is mutual. It was literally mutual with me and Feline. That does happen. I don't know what type of life you lived. You stayed with her even after she commented suggesting you let Rarity out. Yeah. Said she was sorry. She said she didn't know why she did that. She said she would never do it again. She's good at twisting things. I'm telling you. No, we did not break up for the millionth time. I was just trying to protect her because she was being blackmailed. Like, she was getting these crazy text messages like, do you think she ever loved you or all just a game? I don't know. I don't think she loves me anymore. Like, I think she genuinely stopped loving me. If I could turn back time, my mom hated seeing.
There's a theory running around out there that says maybe Amber and Emily have already made up again. They're already back together again. So, obviously, ALR has not had enough of Emily, so not even a full weekend later, allegedly, they're back together. Again, allegedly. Don't know for certain. Don't know for certain, but allegedly.
Be like that. If I could find weight. Yeah. Damn, I look fat. I can lose weight now. I'm gonna go on a diet. What do you guys think?
Yeah, right. Hey, Eller, I hate to tell you this, but it wasn't Emily that was keeping you from losing weight. I mean, she wasn't helping in the least. But she wasn't keeping you from losing weight. You were keeping you from losing weight. Because it's the Amberlynn Reid cycle. Just like the Chantal cycle. All these cows go through cycles. They're like washing machines. But you're not gonna, if you go on a diet, you're not gonna stick with it. Because you don't have any self-control, which, I mean, same bitch. But I'm also not on here claiming that I'm going to be a skinny queen. I'm like, look, I'm a fat ass, I'm comfortable being a fat ass, and I like food. I'm at least honest about it.
The snowflake stuff will blow over. I just don't understand why he wants to, like, hurt me so bad in, like, every angle possible. Like, it's the most unhinged thing I've ever seen. Emily was talking
Because she doesn't respect you. Out of all of your exes, I will say this much. Feline was the one that wanted to help you the most. She was encouraging you. The reason why you guys broke up was because you fucked up and did not even try to do the weight loss surgery. Out of all of your exes, Feline was the one that wanted to see you get to your best self. And you go almost immediately from the one that wanted to get you to your best self to people who don't give a shit about you. From what I have seen in my little dabbling into Gorlworld, I honestly do believe that. I do believe that Feline was the one that actually wanted you to better yourself. And wanted you to lose the weight so that way you could be more active and go traveling with her. She wanted you to be able to do those things. And then you jump from Feline to a feeder. Who doesn't respect you at all. Someone who does not want you to be your best self. Someone who encourages you to continue to kill yourself slowly instead of quickly and just getting it over with. They don't respect you. They don't respect you at all. So why the fuck would she care about your feelings when she does not respect your life? Make it make sense.
to another person on Instagram about me during one of our arguments, but she was talking to someone, and that person is the one who told Hexacana Romeo's in a playful mood, who told you all this was happening. I got a message on Instagram.
And yes, she did replace Rarity with Romeo.
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but Snowflake's been talking to you know who, and made a short post about what.
Shout out to the Rarity sock account. Shout out to the Rarity sock account. Good move. Good move.
They talked about sending you good vibes. The never ends. And I was like, you know who? I was thinking like Beck or something, because I genuinely did not think my girlfriend was gonna do this again. Well, no longer my girlfriend, but is there anything?
I mean, it could have been a complete shocker, and it could have been Feline. Why didn't you ever think maybe it's Feline? And no, I will not say her actual name because I actually respect Feline, and I think she's doing a fantastic job just staying the fuck out of it. So I'll respect that and just call her Feline. But, I mean, it could have just been Feline. You don't know that. Could have complete, utter shock.
Else in a relationship with Emily you're lying about? Well, yeah, I'm not going to reveal everything. I have never hit Emily.
I'm never going to reveal everything is Amberlynn Reid talk for. I have not made up that part of the story yet.
I never hit Beck. I never hit, who else have I been in a relationship with? Destiny, never hit Crystal. The list can go on and on.
I'm sorry, but when all of your exes come out and tell the same story of you being violent towards them, I tend to believe the exes. If all of your exes come out with the same or very similar stories of you being a violent person towards them, I am more inclined to believe the story of your exes than I am of you. Because multiple people have come out and told about the same type of behavior. Very similar stories. Very similar stories. I mean, Crystal hasn't come out, which I'm glad for that. Crystal's very shy, very sweet girl. She needs to live her best life too. You go, girl, do whatever you need to do. I'm happy she's never come out either. But when you have multiple people saying the same thing about you, chances are that thing is actually true.
If you could, you would. Your body doesn't allow. Uh-huh. You saying if I could hit someone, I would? I can throw this at someone's head. I could take this and throw it. Get over it. I'm not physically point blank period. Why'd you take blame for Rarity if it was her protecting her? My biggest thing is I wanted people to like her. No one was gonna like her because of her past. Well, all the reaction channels love her now. When I've seen...
Again, I have not heard a single fucking reaction, which, I mean, Snowflake has not come out and expressed one way or the other, but at least Hecticana has, which is another great ALR reaction channel, I will say that much. And so has, I believe it's Chicken Pickle. They have all said, look, we don't like Emily. We don't like Emily. We think she's creepy, we think she's a sociopath, but we're willing to listen to her side of the story. We're willing, tea is tea. We can hate Emily. Reaction channels, ALR people, people who are deep into Gorlworld, can hate Emily entirely. Not be kissing her ass or anything like that, but yet still enjoy the tea that she brings. Like, example, with me being big in the Shanny community, I don't like G-Man. I think I have expressed my feelings about G-Man multiple times on this channel. I don't like him. I would not be in respectable company with him. Which, I mean, point being, he wouldn't be in respectable company either. Because who respects him? But I can still enjoy the tea that he might bring about Shanny. I can still enjoy it. I am, at least for that much, I am quite the multitasker. Though.
In the few videos of Hecticana, he thinks I'm lying about everything that comes out of my mouth. And I haven't lied about a single fucking thing that he thinks I'm lying about. I lost my best friend. I lost her fur babies. I had to do it. I had to. That's all I got, folks. That's all she wrote. You guys want to go shower with me? Inverted elbows. Is that a fat joke? Can't wait to see how evil you were when you're exposed. Okay.
Hi, cats. Alright, go pick up your food, Slayer.
I mean, I turned evil due to betrayal. Yes, I did. And that's like one of the only times. So good for me. I wasn't a raging the whole time, even though that's what I was called. Emily said it to your face or in text. Which part? Both, though, if you're talking about the... My favorite was when she told me she wants to knock my teeth down my throat. That was my favorite. While we were looking for Rarity in the truck. That one was to my face. So you...
Oh my god. If I was someone who had to put up with you for as long as Emily did, and then you, when I tell you to get out, you purposefully allow your cat to escape the house that you should not have brought them to in the first place, and then you don't do jack nor shit to try and find that cat, and while I'm driving you around looking for your cat, and you're doing shit like being on your goddamn phone, I would want to knock your teeth down your throat too, bitch. I would say the same fucking thing. Same fucking thing. I honestly do not blame Emily at all for having that type of reaction, because I would have the same fucking reaction. If I'm doing more work to find your supposed beloved fur baby that you love more than yourself, after you dragged them across multiple states for 19 hours in a car for what was supposed to be a 2-week stay that you somehow extended to 3 fucking months, and then one of those cats gets out, allegedly, like I said, this is a she said type of scenario, but I'm honestly more leaning towards Emily's because her story makes a hell of a lot more sense than ALR's manic pre-video deflection as she's doing here. Because again, as I will remind you, this was the day before Snowflake's video came out. Snowflake had just said on his YouTube that he had talked to Emily. That's it. So ALR is doing all the shit. She has no idea what Emily said. But I would say that too.
You wouldn't be able to see that in text, but like my mom knows like everything. I called her all the time and she was begging me to come home, and I would constantly say I am, and then my mom would schedule to come pick me up. Tommy would genuinely, like, she would become nicer, and like she was like crying one time that she didn't want.
Oh, no. Syncopated. I have one better. One night, I was taking the trash out, and I came inside. I thought Millie was inside. Shut the door. I realized maybe about 15-20 minutes afterward that I didn't know where Millie was. I was looking on the bed, couldn't find her. I was trying to look everywhere for her. I even opened Mama Shaw's room. I ran outside, screaming her name up and down the streets, because I thought that she was lost. I thought she had wandered off somewhere. Turns out she had actually hopped into this little box that was under my shelf, and I didn't see her. And it wasn't until maybe about 20 minutes later when I came back inside to get my car keys so I could get in my car and go try to drive to find her that I finally saw her little head poking out of that box. The neighbors called the cops because they thought I had gone insane. Because I'm running, well, not exactly running, but I was going up down the street screaming at the top of my lungs for my dog. Because I thought that she was gone. I was screaming, I was crying, I was a fucking mess. And the cops actually came out to do a welfare check to make sure that I was okay. So, yeah.
Want me to leave, and she wanted me to stay. So then when she was at work one time, I made her spaghetti dinner and like Caesar salad and like garlic bread. I wrote her a cute little note, and I told her, you know what, I decided to stay. And like she was so happy that she cried. Like she would like do this thing where it was like vicious. I would say I'm leaving, and then she would become nice. And then so her room, like I'm not gonna lie, we both like have ADHD and ADHD piles. So her room would get like, you know, she would have her pile of dirty clothes, and she also had a rug and like a huge dog bed, and then I had Twinkie's dog bed, so it was a very crowded place. I tripped over her rug. I landed into her. She fell on the ground. Like as that's happening, I'm trying to get her, like as she's falling, I go to grab her off the ground. It didn't work out very well. She still landed on the floor. And then she started like hysterically, how come you pushed me? I'm like, what is actually happening? I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not toxic. I feel like a lot of people with BPD are, and a lot of people with BPD aren't. I don't ever try to make BPD like seem some sort of way. Everything that like led to...
No, but you do like to take the normal lolcow route and actually use it as an excuse for your terrible, shitty fucking behavior. So, yeah.
To me to be like super hysterical was because of something that I found out that she was doing behind my back. It's like scary to be in.
And again, what she was doing behind her back was talking shit, which of course, honestly, I'm pretty sure that my ex-husband talks some mad shit about me behind my back to other people. Could not care less. Sometimes people need that fucking outlet. Even when they're in a relationship. Sometimes there's things that annoy the fuck out of you about your partner, and you don't feel like talking about it just yet, so you need to vent to someone.
Yeah, I got something I want to talk to you about. I'm super pissed off.
What are you pissed off about?
What if I know?
I hope you guys heard that. But, you need to vent in a relationship. Not everything needs to be talked, not every annoyance needs to be talked about immediately to your partner. Sometimes you just need to release that stress to someone else who is not your partner. And that can lead to having a calmer conversation about what the issue is later on down the line. But we all know that Amberlynn Reed can't have a calm conversation to save her fucking life.
In this position, because it's like I know how she is, and it's like she's plotting her revenge right now, and it's like that's the part that I'm afraid of. It's gonna be really, really pathetic when I say it out loud, because it's pathetic thinking it. As I've also thought it for a while, but like I didn't mind being someone's fetish as long as they also loved my heart, as long as they loved who I was as a person. I don't know if you guys know the song Fetish by Selena Gomez. Like, we would even listen to that in Wisconsin together. And, like, the way that she would look at me, like, I've never been, like, desired like that. Ever. And when it's something, like, you experience for the first time, it's like, whoa.
No. You can desire someone and not give a fucking shit about them. You can desire someone and not care about them, not respect them at all. The best person for you, who you ever dated, was Feline. From what I have seen, and also Crystal with her family, from what I have seen in Gorlworld, the little bit of dabbling that I did, your two best partners were Feline and Crystal. Why? Because Crystal and her family tried to encourage you to lose weight, tried to encourage you to be healthier, tried to encourage you to better yourself. And Feline did the same damn thing. Like I said, the breaking point for Feline was when you fucked up getting the weight loss surgery. That was the breaking point for Feline. Like I said, not too deep into Gorlworld. Don't know all the ALR lore. I have not dived into her Kiwi Farms thread like I have Shani's. Her lore's not that easy to follow because there's so fucking much of it. So if anybody wants to correct me either in the chat or in the comments in the replay, go ahead. I will take a correction. I am fine with taking corrections. But from what I remember, from what have delved into ALR, Feline and Crystal were two of your best partners because they were trying to help you better yourself. But you were too narcissistic to see that. And so eventually push came to shove and they told you kick rocks. Which good on them. Because you can try to help somebody, but if they will not help themselves or work with you to better themselves, then that relationship needs to end. Nobody should feel like they have to stay with someone to fix them. No one. You honestly should have accepted the help, at least from Feline, because by that point you were massive. You should have accepted that help from Feline. You should have went through and did the weight loss surgery program, but you didn't want to put in the work. And Feline probably would have helped you do it. But you didn't want to do the work. Instead, you found a feeder who was just willing to feed you to death, like she did her last partner. Someone like that, who is willing to give in to your vices, is not a good person for you. You need someone who is going to say, no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to sit here and watch you do that. Not someone who is like, oh yeah, sure, have all the burgers on Wendy's menu.
So that's how it feels. But it's like the way she would hurt me, it's like she forgot that I was like human. I wanted everyone to know that we were still together. Like, I wanted everyone to know. So I'm sorry for lying about that. But like, I'm not sorry for hiding all the like tea of it all. It was like the end for real. She was responding to my Snapchats as if everything was fine. But little did I know she was behind my back talking to Snowflake.
I demand receipts. I demand receipts. I'm sorry, Amber, but I am not going to take your word that Emily was still responding to your Snapchats like nothing was going on. I'm sorry, but given your past, I demand receipts.
We were literally together. Oh, she would constantly tell me that she was gonna sue me if I ever talked about her. While we were in a relationship, might I add you. She claiming property damages because her dog pees on her carpet, and then Twinkie also was peeing on her carpet. They both were peeing on the carpet. So what I did was I bought this really expensive, I bought two of them, like gate type thing to block the yeah, there was pee pads down as well, just for like at night when we were both sleeping. Like I tried to fix it. Like genuinely.
Here's the thing though. Some animals, when they have no introduction to another animal, when they just suddenly have a new animal dumped on them, they will urinate in their space to mark it as their space. My aunt's little dog, when she comes over here, Millie doesn't have a problem with her. Millie could give two shits about it. But, hello, Miss Mud Duck, how you doing, sweet pea? But her little dog, anytime, when I let Millie out to go pee, anytime I do, when this little dog is over, this little dog will follow her around, wait until Millie pees, and then when Millie gets up and goes back inside, this little dog will pee right on top of where Millie peed. Some animals do that when you bring a strange animal into their space and do not introduce them properly. And also, Emily took her dogs out. She let her dogs out. She had this nice fenced-in backyard she could let them out in. You even said that in your first story. In your first tale of when Rarity went missing. She's done multiple now. But in your first tale of when Rarity went missing, you said you let the dogs out that morning. Now, I don't doubt, because we've seen Twinkie's pee pads. They've been spotted. So I have no doubt Twinkie was pissing in the house. But it could be that as a response to suddenly having 3 strange animals dumped in their lap with no form of introduction, no form of slow acclimation, that those dogs had a response. And that response could have been pissing in the house in order to mark it as their territory. Which is another reason why you should not have brought your pets all the way to fucking Wisconsin. You should have just had your mom come check on them. She could have kept Twinkie at her house and just come over and checked on the cats. That's all she had to do. She could have kept Twinkie at her house, took care of her, and went over to your apartment to check on her pets. But you could not tolerate the idea of not having a chance of moving in with Emily. Because you are well known for suddenly moving in with your girlfriends. I mean, hell, you weren't even officially dating Destiny when you moved in with her. You didn't even start dating until after... You guys had never even met face to face when you came down to Florida with all your shit and moved in.
And then I ended up buying a whole steam cleaner for her. Like, I tried to fix it, bro. But it's crazy because she has this cat named Princess, which she keeps trying to throw out, by the way, on the streets, and I keep telling her not to. She really wants to fuck around. We can fuck around and find out. Something done. She has a cat that pees all over downstairs, on the carpet, on the chair, on the couch, on the...
Again, I highly doubt she wanted to throw out the cat. Princess. I highly doubt she wanted to throw the cat outside. And I highly doubt that that cat was doing that before you brought your 2 cats and dumped them in her lap. Cats can be very territorial of their space. Very territorial of their space. Which is why you often, when you get a new cat and you have a cat that's used to being by themselves or only being with like dogs or something, you need to introduce them slowly to a new cat. So again, that could have just been a response to you coming in just like a fucking tornado with your 3 pets and just dumping them on these poor animals. That could have been a response.
Clothes, on the this, on the that. Stop trying to blame me and my dog for everything in your life. Because I
Everything.
will literally come for you. Did you see the new vid dropped exposing the narc alert from concerned girl exposes her narcissism? No, I haven't. Should I do my makeup on live stream tomorrow? Why was she videoing you having those moments though? So she would record me, whether it was just my voice or she would record me as I'm having like meltdowns all the time when I was in Wisconsin. I felt so unsafe there.
Why would it be unsafe for her to record you having these meltdowns? Why would that make you feel unsafe? If anything, that just tells me that she felt unsafe. That just tells me that she felt unsafe. That Emily felt unsafe. Out of the two of you. That's all that tells me. Recording someone having a meltdown like that is not inherently evil. It could be that Emily was recording them so that way she could later show you your behavior when you have these meltdowns. That's a reason to record someone when they're having one of these meltdowns. Is so that way later on when they have calmed down and they've come down out of that meltdown, you could then show them their behavior. So that way they could, realize that there's something the fuck wrong with them. Because some people, when they have these meltdowns, whether it's from BPD or schizophrenia or whatever, they don't remember the meltdown. They don't remember how they behaved during that meltdown, or they don't realize how they behaved during that meltdown. And so a person who is close to them recording a video of them having that meltdown could then show them, hey, this is how you behave during this meltdown. Or it could have been that Emily was recording you because she was actually fearful for her life and she wanted to make sure that there was recordings of your behavior in case some actually wicked shit went down.
One last thing to say to Emily. Jesus, take the wheel. All I wanted to do was love you. You only ever made me feel like hated. I wish things could have been different. Like I wish you wouldn't have hurt me in the ways that you did. I wish you wouldn't have lied, betrayed, over and over, hid things from me, said awful things to me.
Alright girls, there we have it, Amber's version of events. It seems next up will be Emily's side of things. Let me know your thoughts so far.
And again, if you guys do want to see Emily's side of things, whether it's during the stream or not, you can do whatever you want. You're free to do whatever the fuck you want. You can just go down the description. I do have Mr. Snowflake's video linked. Where he has the text messages between him and Emily. So if you do want to hear Emily's side of the story, feel free to go watch the Mr. Snowflake video. It deserves all the views that it can get. After this, we're going to go ahead and pause the music because we are about to go into our Djibouti Dubs breaks. You guys know I love my Djibouti Dubs breaks. And when we come back from the Djibouti Dubs breaks, we will be going over the video that is actually in the corner of the screen right there. I got it. So we'll be back after these messages.
And I'll meet you in the comments below.
Wiping your ass, isn't it just disgusting? Isn't it just a hassle? Isn't it just a waste of money? Well, not anymore with the Comfort Wipe. That's right, it's an anal wand specifically designed to wipe your ass and get rid of the remains safely and sanitarily. It's 18 inches long and it has been anally designed for your fat ass. It's easy to use, just like a shower scrubber. That's right, it's got instant tissue grip technology. You press and release it, and just pinch it off.
Think about it. Wiping your own ass is gross and disgusting. The Comfort Wipe makes it fun and easy.
That's right, it's a sanitary solution to wiping your ass.
As a big man, it is very difficult to wipe my own ass. But hey, 18 inches.
Don't even bother wiping your ass with your own hands anymore. That's disgusting and it's for poor people. Now is the time to use the Comfort Wipe.
That's right, the Comfort Wipe. The anal wand specifically designed to wipe your ass. You just clip the toilet paper on, you wipe your ass, you clip it off, It's 18 inches long and it's anally designed, so no more hurting yourself.
Ow!
No. It's as easy as 1, you clip it on, 2, you wipe your ass, and 3, you throw it away. There it is, the extension arm and holder, $19.99. But wait, there's a super bonus involved, the Get-A-Grip. That's right, the Get-A-Grip. You're gonna get it, you're gonna grip it, you're gonna put it anywhere in your bathroom. Put one in your bathtub. Put one right next to the toilet. You got one hand on your Get-A-Grip, you got the other on your comfort wipe, wiping your ass. Stop swiping your ass and start swiping your credit card. Booty Dubs!
You wanna get it on all night long. You wanna walk down that beach and have all the guys chasing you. You want a big, sparkly ass. Well, Tajizzle is here to help. It is a 3-step system designed to make your reproductive organs tingle.
I just love using Tajizzle all the time, even when I'm not feeling so fresh.
I use Tajizzle all the time, even when I'm working out, because I'm smelly.
Tajizzle is all about raising your confidence. Oh, dude, that chick, she's hot. But it's not just the good looks. It's the sparkly vagina.
And that's what Tajizzle is all about. From the second he gets home, she's not going to want to wait and talk around and shit. She's going to want to get straight to the naughty, that's right. It all starts with a 3-step process. The first step is the scented body powder made with sexy ingredients. Smells real good. Then we got some delicious flavored shtick you can put anywhere on your body. Tastes like the first day at junior high. Then there's the genuine crystal tattoos. Put them anywhere on your body. Why not? Slap it right there on your vagina. Let them know you're down for business. That's right. No more fucking around with this shit. You're serious about this. When he sees that shit, he's not even gonna know what to think. Huh? Ooh, that's cool, I guess.
When I use Tajizzle, I like to put it on my feet.
You're gonna get intimate from head to toe, so go on and drizzle that shit all over your feet. While you're at it, why don't you tease him with the honey-flavored dew stick and put that all over that shitty rhinestone tattoo. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Where's it going? Uh-oh. Whether you're looking for that special person or not.
I found this guy in my backyard 5 minutes ago.
The first 500 callers are gonna have to talk to this Cholita-looking woman. She's gonna hook you up. She's gonna show you where her Tajizzle's at. Just kidding. You gotta buy it. It's $200.
Tajizzle!
Ooh, yeah.
Alright, we are back from our Djibouti Dubs breaks. And yes, I was watching a little bit of this beforehand. So we have to go back to the beginning. But yeah, I picked those two because I do believe that the Comfort White would probably work better for Amberlynn than what she's currently using. Which, if you know, you know. And if you don't, I'll tell you. A washcloth on the corner of the sink is what she apparently wipes her ass with. As told by Beck. So, and who knows? Maybe Emily will want her more if she uses Tajizzle. Never know. But anyway, let's get back into this, shall we? This part right here is actually what Amberlynn did after Snowflake's video came out. The video that we saw before with her complete utter crash out. And again, this comes from Apathetic Facts. If you want to go and sub to the channels where these videos came from, all of them are linked in the description below. You can go down there, you can give them some love. But this one is from Apathetic Facts again. It's another recap because your girl can't do a 2-hour stream. Can't respond to a 2-hour stream. Sorry. I just don't have the time tonight. But, so, this is what Amberlynn went live and did after, Snowflake's video came out. So, let's get into this, shall we?
By now, we've all seen Amber's desperate attempt at damage control ahead of Emily's interview with Snowflake. Well, Emily seems to have gotten wind of what Amber said, and she responded on her Instagram. Amberlynn's latest accusations and her attempt at damage control are genuinely unhinged. And for those of you who supporting her and believing her, congratulations. You were just manipulated by Amberlynn Reed. Join the club. If she had nothing to hide, why is she already rushing to clarify specific things I haven't even spoken about yet? How does she already know what situations I'm talking about with Snowflake? If there wasn't anything she should be held accountable for. She knows exactly what I'm going to say because she knows exactly what really happened. I'll be the first to admit I've said some awful things during our relationship. I'm not here to paint myself as perfect, but I do hold pride in the fact that I'm not going to say anything that's not true. The fact that she's spinning the narrative before I've even spoken should tell you everything you need to know.
Well, Emily has spoken. The video went up earlier today, and shortly after, Amber went live to react to it.
And again, if you would like to see Emily's side of things, you can go down in the description below. I do have Mr. Snowflake's video linked. Feel free.
And prepare yourself, she's absolutely unhinged.
I personally do not and will not be watching per se, like listening with my ears, Snowflake's video. He triggers me. He gives me anxiety.
Congratulations, Mr. Snowflake. Not only are you and Hectana the dads of Gorlworld, you have now cemented yourself as Amberlynn's #1 nemesis. So congratulations go out to Mr. Snowflake.
He is an apologist. I have it on mute. I don't want to listen to it. I'm going to respond to what she said. Emily messaged me last night. It's been just this vicious cycle of what it's been this whole time, of her saying one thing, me saying another. I don't know how the same reaction channel who once thought my ex was all of these horrendous things have now like switched the script, and Emily is like a saint and we need to like interview her. You know what?
Again, Mr. Snowflake has not said that he thinks that Emily is a saint. Yes, he was cordial to her during this exchange. Yes, he did not like call her a murderer or anything like that. But as far as a lot of the other reaction channels go, none of them have said that Emily is this precious victim that needs to be protected. All of them agree. Emily is a fucking freak. Emily's a fucking sociopath. Emily fed her last girlfriend to death. And probably would have done the same thing with ALR if ALR wasn't already doing the thing herself. But you can still not like Emily or even hate Emily and still appreciate the tea that she brings. It's perfectly people are perfectly capable of doing that. You can still not like somebody and still enjoy the tea that they bring. So
I want to be interviewed. Like, when is it my turn?
Bitch, you have a YouTube channel with millions of subscribers. What the fuck are you talking about? Or at least thousands. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers? I don't know. I haven't looked at her channel recently, so I don't know. But you have a huge YouTube channel. What the fuck are you talking about? When is it my turn? You're always giving your side of the story. Which is why a lot of your exes like Beck and Destiny have to go to people like Snowflake. Have to go to people who are against you, because otherwise their side of the story would not be heard by nearly as many people as would hear your side of the story. Now, mind you, not a lot of people actually believe your side of the story. Ever. But they have to go to these reaction channels and these quote-unquote haters, because otherwise they would be silenced. Their voices would not be heard. Now, am I saying that Emily really deserves to have her voice heard? No, because Emily is just as toxic as Amberlynn Reed is, and I think that they deserve each other. However, I can still appreciate the tea that Tommy brings, or Emily brings.
But no, none of these
Welcome back,
reaction
Slayer.
channels want to put it in a light of, you know what, Amberlynn has done some things, but maybe for the first time,
Here's the thing, though. The same people that watch these reaction channels watch you, too. You act like everybody who watches you is 100% your fan. I hate to break it to you, sweetheart, but a lot of your subscribers, and actually even a lot of your members, and a lot of the people, which bugs the fuck out of me, giving you super chats, are people that don't like you. Or people that watch the reaction channels. You two are you would not reach too many more people being interviewed by a reaction channel. Hi, Blue Lamp. How you doing, honey?
You might actually be slightly a victim here, but no one wants to see it that way. When they once did. They once were trying to get me away from the feeder, but now it's like the roles are reversed. I don't want to do this. I regret not doing this with the whole Beck thing.
No, that's the thing, though. Like I said, people are perfectly capable of not liking Emily, but still liking the tea that she brings. Perfectly capable of doing that. Some people can actually distinguish the fact that Emily is a terrible person, an utter sociopath, and also want to hear how her relationship with you went. Because they would like to see the patterns that come up in your relationships. And there are a lot of patterns that come up. But also people are not going to interview you because A, you would not tell the truth and you would deflect. And also the fact that you are in no way fucking silenced. You are in no way fucking silenced. At all. At fucking all. You're not silenced. You have a very loud and clear voice. It is your exes who do not have the social media footprint that you do, which is a pretty massive fucking footprint considering the fact that you're over 500 pounds. They don't have the social media footprint that you do. So if it wasn't for the fact that they went to these people who were willing to listen to them, their voices wouldn't be heard at all. Or at least by very, very few people. So fuck you for that.
But it's my turn to respond to exactly what Emily said. And I'm scared in the sense of like she has been threatening me. She's doing this whole dance of, if you shut up, I'll shut up. For 8 months of the time that we were in a relationship, I know you're watching, hi. You were literally online, publicly humiliating me and hurting me while we were in a relationship. You were doing it.
Then I'll be right back again, guys. Mama.
Anonymously, but also with your name. So hardcore that people were actually truly believing we weren't together. And I had to keep my mouth shut. Why? Because one, I literally loved you. I finally said, this is my last straw. You're threatening me? Life would be so much easier if you were just honest. Guess what? I am being honest. And that's what makes this easy for me. Thank you. The fact that she had the audacity to message me last night and
as I was saying before, Mama Shaw rudely interrupted me to tell me that my dog had somehow stayed in her room. If it was like this for 8 months, then why the fuck were you still in a relationship with this person? Clearly, you have no self-respect at all. So why should you fucking expect respect from other people when you don't have any self-respect? Why? I mean, if you don't have any self-respect, you should not expect other people to respect you.
I was trying to reply with these like well thought out responses. Why do I take the time?
There is no proof, some idiot. Like I said, this is all a she said type of deal. Amberlynn has not shown any proof that Emily is still texting her or anything like that, or that she has blackmailed her in any way. A lot of what I say, a lot of what I, especially about the alleged video that Emily has, is all alleged. There's been absolutely no proof. For someone who's so terrified and threatened, the sphere sure has no problem shutting up. Yeah, she has no problem not shutting up, really.
The brows, you're so insane. Like, it's actually crazy. Let's say she did all that. Okay, that doesn't change what you did. My whole thing is like, why is it always Amberlynn? Why is it always Amberlynn that's in the fault? Always Amberlynn. You know what's funny? One thing
there is no fault here. There's just tea. That's all there is. Like I've said before, this is a she said thing. I'm just enjoying your fucking crash out. That's it. That's all it is. You brought the spectacle on yourself for not handling this in private. You brought the spectacle on yourself for not taking time with your alleged BPD. You did not take the time to do any type of coping skills or any type of anything that your alleged therapist would have told you to do. Instead, you decide to jump online and just have these raw reactions while you're still highly emotional. And I will admit, I am enjoying the tea. I'm enjoying watching the crash out. I forgot the knot, god damn it. I figured as much, some idiot. I figured as much.
That I know to be true is that Emily was held at gunpoint. I do know that to be true. Like, it's literally...
It wasn't Emily that was held at gunpoint, from what I can remember. Allegedly, Emily held somebody else at gunpoint, I think. I don't know. You guys can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but that's just... I think it was the other way around.
Literally in court documents. That's not a lie. And when it happened, I stuck by her side. I made a whole video. I wrote a whole thing and read it in a YouTube video. I stuck up for her through and through, because you want to know why? The haters and the girl world of it all and the reaction channels were saying that it was Emily's fault that happened to her. You guys are literally witnessing it firsthand, a bitch going insane. And this is what I had to deal with. Pocahontas, thank you, Nicole, and the 62 people who thumbs that up. You know what? Make it 100. Let's get that fucking thing up to 100. Not only is it fat shaming, but you're making fun of someone that genuinely was in a relationship, fat shaming their partner. Those of you who agree to that, I would never want to be in a relationship with you. Like, you guys.
I could honestly say that probably everyone who agreed with that, and even the person who said that, and even the people who didn't thumbs up it, don't want to be in a relationship with you. I love how she's like, I would not want to be in a relationship with you. Bitch, what makes you think they want to be in a relationship with you? Obviously they don't. I will say the Pocahontas, oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Mama Shaw heard me say Pocahontas and she just laughed so hard.
You guys are sick. And you know what's funny? Let's go back to the Beck situation right quick. So many people were like, oh my god, Amberlynn wasn't a bitch. Why did... But no one ever, like, sits there and goes, why did Beck stay? Like, it's...
I asked that. I was like, why the fuck did Beck stay? Well, for one thing, you were living in her place. She was not living in your place. You came into her life with her roommates and lived with her. It could have been that she had nowhere else to go. Because, again, you came into her life and moved in with her, not the other way around. Whereas you were at somebody else's house, somebody else's property, and could have went home at any time. You could have called your mom and been like, hey mom, I'm ready to come home. I need to come home now. Hell, you could have booked a fucking Greyhound bus to get the fuck out of there. Although I would have loved to see how you fit in a Greyhound bus seat. There were a multitude of ways you could have gotten out of there. But you didn't. Whereas Beck probably could not have gone anywhere else because she was in a situation where she was living with roommates, probably was under a lease, probably had no way to get out of there.
Beck's fault.
Pocahontas.
They have all this, like, sympathy for Beck. But yet, I was in a relationship where I stayed in Wisconsin for 3 months where I felt genuinely miserable. And everyone's like, it's your fault.
Then you should have left. And screenshot, talk about a screenshot. But you should have left. You had the power to leave. You had an apartment to go home to. You had somewhere to go. Whereas Beck probably did not. Oh my god. Because again, you moved in with Beck. She did not move in with you. You moved in with her and her roommates. So she probably did not have anywhere else to go. Jesus fucking Christ. Now I will say that, I don't understand why Beck didn't, once all her roommates left, I don't know why Beck stayed with her after that, except for out of some sort of She probably had her entire, she was crushed. She was absolutely crushed. Cross country, roll back to Oklahoma, Pookie. Good one, some idiot.
Well, I have never been with someone like this in my life who genuinely, I have never screamed at the top of my lungs till I've been in a relationship with her. Like, call me borderline babe. I don't give a I have never felt that kind of rage. And guess what? This is entertainment for you guys, so I hope you're enjoying. Receipts are your line.
I am. Thank you very much.
Of course. Oh, thank you for the money. You have a history of being a though. And you know who else has a history of being abusive? Emily.
But I will say this much. Emily is not coming online and having a fucking crash out for everyone to see. You are. Yes, Emily is a terrible fucking person. I don't like Emily. Emily's a fucking sick fucking freak. But I'm enjoying this reaction that you're giving her. It's absolutely mwah, chef's kiss.
Whoa! My last message, I'm sorry for you because you can't accept responsibility is why you can't grow. I hope you grow one day. I hope that you continue sending me super chats. Thank you. All exes have said the same thing about you. You know what's funny about that? It's easy to do when you have thousands of people backing you up. Thousands. Literally thousands.
Bitch, what the fuck do you think you have? You've been on YouTube for so long. You have a much bigger channel than me, a much bigger channel than Beck does, a much bigger channel than a lot of your exes do that started YouTube channels. What the fuck are you talking about? They have thousands and thousands of people behind you. Who the hell are all these people that are on your screen right now that have those, that are allowed to chat and have those little green titles? Jesus fucking Christ.
They violated your expectation of privacy by releasing private text messages. You have a legal case here. Ranch Girly, thank you so much for the super chat. And genuinely, I had no idea that happened. We're not together anymore. I could trust you that, James. But thank you. Can you throw it back? Hell yeah, I can. And you know who loved it? Emily. How can she be what she's into and body shame you? Insane behavior on their part. I don't understand it. It makes me feel... People my size are just not accepted in society. We're not, like, the standard of beautiful. And finally I got with someone that, like, desired my body. And I've never experienced that before. So then when she would make fun of me and she would...
Instead of finding someone who desires your body, find someone who is willing to help you get healthier and better yourself. Again, if you do not respect yourself, how can you expect other people to respect you? Faline was trying to help you better yourself, was trying to help you get healthier, to the point where you could go places and travel with her and maybe even make your blogs fucking interesting, because honestly, the only time I've ever interested in you is when you're fucking crashing out. This has been the most I've ever been interested in you, Amberlynn. I usually react to Shani, not you. This is the first fucking time I've ever fucking reacted to you. Why? Because I'm entertained by a fucking train wreck. And that is what you're being right now, so thank you very much for the entertainment.
She would make fat jokes, like, literally to my face. That's one of the reasons why I knew it was her that said Pocahontas, who said that if I lost weight, I'd look like a melted candle. Because she also said that about another girl who lost a bunch of weight. And that's how I knew it was her.
Again, Emily is a feeder. She would not want you to lose weight. She likes them big. Like, really fucking, like, bed-bound big. So yeah, she's not going to say anything positive about you losing weight. Why would you expect her to?
And she lied and lied and lied. She was like, that's not my Reddit. That's not my Reddit. That's actually my friend. That's actually my friend.
Pecan, she's actually going to go into this in this video, but yeah. This bitch here dragged her poor animals, 19 hours from Oklahoma to Wisconsin to basically barge in like a fucking whirlwind into a person's who she had not been dating that long and was only supposed to be like a 1 to 2 week trip. She dragged her pets across multitude of states, 19-hour drive, to stay with this person. And then one of her pets actually got out and got lost. And people actually believe, which I strongly do believe too, that it was because Emily finally got tired of her shit, told her she had to fucking get the fuck out. So she, quote unquote, lost her cat Rarity in order to stay longer. I honestly do believe that she was trying to move in with Emily. Because she has a very, very bad habit of trying to move in with her girlfriends very quickly. In fact, one of her girlfriends, at least one of her girlfriends, I don't know if it happened with Beck as well. No, I don't think it did, because I think they actually had dates before she moved in with Beck. But it wasn't too long. But at least with Destiny, they weren't even officially dating when she moved down to Florida to move in with Destiny. So, Amberlynn is quite well known for moving in very quickly with her girlfriends. And I just don't think Emily was into that. I don't think Emily was wanting her to live there. Because Emily didn't know her all that well. Amber didn't know Emily all that well. But Amber is known for moving in with people before she even meets them face to face, so.
Friends, and then she finally admitted it to me and she said it was hers. I'm dreading reacting to the screenshots. That's why I'm like prolonging this as much as possible because I just don't even want to know. Explain the proof you lied about E letting R out. I did not lie about E letting R out. SF deleted stuff critical of her. Oh, I know Snowflake did. Oh, I know he deleted stuff critical of her. I'm literally not stupid. I know this, and I know this because of Emily. Emily follows along on all this crap. I personally don't. I don't watch the reaction channels.
Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. Just like every other cow in this Gorlworld community, whether it's Chantal, whether it's Shani, whether it's you. The trinity of fat girls. Every single one of you obsessively follows people who detract from you. Obsessively, especially if they have a very large audience like Snowflake does. You obsessively follow them and watch their videos because how else would you be able to then rant about shit that they talk about? That they react to with you?
I don't go on the forums. I don't go on the Reddits, but she does. So when
oh yeah, I have no doubt some idiot that's all she did all day.
Are you gonna react to what the feeder said? Only I can call her that. We are not together. You think I'd be doing this if we were together? No.
There's actually a very good theory out there, which honestly not bad, that this whole breakup thing between Amberlynn and Emily going to Snowflake was simply so that way because Amberlynn probably noticed that her live streams were not pulling in as many people, she wasn't getting as many views because her shit is boring, and they decided to kick up some drama in order to drive views to her channel, which I would not honestly doubt out of either one of these two. But like I said, I'm enjoying the spectacle.
No. Okay, first thing that popped up was, hi Emily, hope all is well. I'm about to kiss your so I can make some money and get some clout. What made you want
Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? You're making money right now off of all this shit. That is the one thing that fucking annoys the shit out of me about all of these streams that I've watched with Amberlynn. She has them always set where everyone can view but only members can chat. Which you can see right here. Right here. There is a lovely Nerdy and Spicy in her chat as a member. Nerdy and Spicy, I see you. Hashtag shame Nerdy and Spicy, y'all. Shame on you. But, there are people that are paying her to hate, to send her messages that are against her. Which, of course, I'm just like, why the hell are you giving this bitch more money? Don't give this bitch more money. She's not going to really respond to anything that you say. So there's really no point in you giving this bitch money. And actually, if you look down here, you can see when Nerdy and Spicy became a member. So, shame, Nerdy and Spicy. Shame. Shame on you. Shame on you, you cow tipper.
I want to come out now and discuss your time with Amber. Okay. So, funny situation about this is, Emily and I literally just got into an argument, and that's it. That's it. That's always what happened. Anytime you guys saw her talk shit about me online, it's literally only because we got into an argument. If that's not like some type of like, I say abuse because it's like lack of a better word. If that's not whatever that is, what is it? Tell me. Emily's response. Honestly, I was content staying silent for a long time, but you weren't. You weren't.
There's a very big difference between staying like, you know, being like you, having a pretty big platform on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and just randomly posting on Reddit. I mean, I don't look at fucking Reddit. I have Reddit. I don't look at it. But there's a huge difference between what you're doing as far as having a voice and what Emily's doing as far as having a voice.
Silent. What? I was silent. That was me. That was me. But I'm tired of watching her dodge any real accountability.
Maybe the reason why you were so silent and never came out with anything negative about Emily isn't because you were actually together in a relationship. Maybe it was because you were afraid that she would pull a Beck. Which she currently is pulling a Beck. But maybe you were afraid she would pull a Beck. Because Beck kept telling you, I don't want you to talk about me, I don't want my name in your mouth, and you just could not shut the fuck up about her. So she eventually just decided to come out and tell her own story. Tired of you making the narrative. Maybe that's why you never said anything about Emily. It could very well be. But unfortunately, Emily beat you to it. Yeah, they are all obsessed with Reddit. I do love that Emily is so emotionally unstable that the first thing she does when angry at the sphere is go, I'm snitching to Mr. Snowflake. I know. Both of them are fucking unhinged. And I honestly do think they deserve each other. I think they should be together forever and ever and ever. Amen. Because I would not want them to subject an innocent person to their toxicity. Much like with Shani and Jason.
You are literally the queen of dodging accountability. For you to say sorry, random fact, Emily does not know that word. She creates her own reality and expects everyone to play along. Are we describing you right now? The sad part is, most people do because they're either scared of her and don't want to deal with the drama. But I hit a point where I just couldn't sit back and watch her keep rewriting the truth. You are not afraid of me. How many times have I said that I'm afraid of you? You are not afraid of me because you've gotten public behind my... Amberlynn, calm down. I'm about to have a BPD meltdown here on live. Behind my back,
you already had one, bitch.
You've said awful things about me. You've done it publicly knowing that I would see it. If you were afraid of me, you would have never done those things. Not only that, if you were afraid of me, you would have never verbally... I've said that word so many times. This is not going to be monetized. Like, you wouldn't have verbally me repeatedly to my face, in text, in Messenger, in this. You're not afraid of me. There's nothing to be afraid of. That's just easy for you to say.
Also, this was a good comment I saw. Shout out to ALR for consistently playing into the stereotype of lesbian relationships being abusive. I know! That is a stereotype. Well, actually, it's not even a stereotype. It is a proven fact that most lesbian relationships actually tend to get abusive. It's a statistical fact that there is more abuse in lesbian relationships than any other relationship. So, thanks for playing into that, Amber. Mwah, love you.
To look like the victim. Yes, you could be afraid of a BPD meltdown because those can be kind of hecticana. Not gonna lie about it.
Hey, shout out to Hecticana!
Snowflake replied. Well, I'm glad you decided to speak up so I get the money from it. So I guess we start at the beginning. I'm guessing everything was fine at the start of the relationship, or was there any little red flags? Well, there was red flags for me, but you know what? I was so blinded by love bombing that I just like, red flags? What? They're in heart shapes though. And I also see red flags in the shade of pink. Let's see. Oh, we have a long. Okay. Emily said, at first everything was great. I really thought I had found someone who was kind, laid back, and just fun to be around. She was able to carry on a conversation, and it's hard to find these days. Looking back now, I obviously was looking at everything through rose-colored glasses. Wow, that sounds very Amberlynn coded. Because
Oh my god. Are you trying to claim the phrase looking through rose-colored glasses? Are you trying to say that you invented that? Bitch, that expression has been around for decades. For fucking... World of Warcraft turned it into a fucking meme transmog. For fuck's sake. They actually have a transmog item in the game that you can actually transmog onto your character, which is changing the appearance of something. And it is a pair of rose-colored glasses. Are you trying to fucking say that you invented that term? Because that's kind of what it sounds like when you say, oh, that's very Amberlynn Reed coded. Bitch, that expression's been around for decades. Probably longer than you, definitely longer than you've been alive. You weren't even an itch in your daddy's pants and that expression was decades old. Jesus fucking Christ.
that's how I feel about you. She really made it seem like she was a grounded, supportive person. I told her upfront I was grieving Colleen and still will be. Yes. She said she understood and respected that. Yes. She said it wouldn't be an issue at all. That is true. That was super important.
You can say one thing and then react to it in a completely different manner. Because you were clearly, completely jealous of a dead woman. Of a dead woman that your girlfriend fed to death. You were clearly jealous of a deceased woman.
Important to me for her to be accepting of it. And for a little while, it felt good. We actually had fun together. We laughed, we joked around, and it was chill. I genuinely enjoyed spending time with her before she started showing me who she really was. I guess it was a typical...
Again, this is a pattern of behavior. Just about every single fucking X that has come out about ALR, which honestly I think has only been Destiny and Beck. Because Crystal hasn't come out, Feline hasn't... Well, Casey did come out. I will say Casey came out too. But 3 of your exes have come out. Now I guess we could consider 4. But multiple of your exes have come out and said the exact same thing. That during the beginning of the relationship, it was great. It was good. You were, someone that they could talk to. You were someone that, joked around, were very chill. But then you started showing cracks in your mask. I am sorry, Amberlynn, but when you hear the same fucking story from multitude of different people that have been in different stages of your life, then even 2 exes who actually, one of them, they were still pretty much in your life at the same fucking time. When multitude of people come out and say the same goddamn thing about you, I'm inclined to believe that story. So this is a pattern of behavior that we're seeing. I shouldn't have ordered. I'm dying. Dying cheesy goodness there, Slayer.
Scenario of love bombing. I stayed the same throughout our whole relationship. The fact that you can sit there and say that the roller coaster of our relationship that we were in was due to my love bombing and not your unwavering love. That is something that you told me, that I had unwavering love. But you, every day, I did not know what Emily I was going to wake up to. Was it the one that loved me? Was it the one that hated me? Was it the one that just wanted my belly? I kissed your ass because I was scared of you. Finally, when my BPD meltdowns would snap, that's when my fear was gone. because I was so heightened and so scared. My fight or flight was fight. The fact that you're turning this around and rewriting this whole thing to make you seem like a victim because my ex Beck might have been, you know exactly what you're doing. Emily is that type of person who would wake up. You wake up in the greatest mood. I'm talking about me. I wake up in the greatest mood. I'm in Wisconsin. She wakes up raging at nothing. And that's what I had to deal with. And you're rewriting history to the very creator who called you a murderer. After everything I've been through, it was just nice to feel wanted and not be so alone anymore. I did want you, and you weren't alone with me. That's one thing about having BPD is I might be up your ass a little too much. Thankfully with Zoloft, I gave you a lot of space. No matter what you put me through, you were never alone. You hurt me and I was the one
Yeah, it sounds like that Zoloft is really working for you, darling.
apologizing for getting blood on your floor. That was a metaphor. I don't want people to take that serious. I hate Snowflake more than anything in this world. And I really hope that he gets some sort of like karma in his life, like genuinely. Because it's not fair. Was it still nice when she came to stay with you? How long was she meant to stay? I'll answer that question. It was nice in the beginning. Every day was a roller coaster. I had no idea what Emily was going to wake up. It reminded me of my dad, low-key. That's how it was when I was a child. How long was she meant to stay for? A few weeks. She didn't want me to leave. I didn't want to leave. That's how it is with lesbian relationships. U-Haul lesbians, we didn't make up that term. That's a term for a reason. But I do want to say one thing. I did not want to move to Wisconsin. I want to make that very clear. I just wanted to stay longer. She just wanted me to stay longer. I did not want to move there. Did not. Her reply. There were little red flags early on.
I'm gonna call a big old bullshit. Not about the whole U-Haul lesbians, because that is a term that has been around for a long time, because lesbians are known for moving from relationship to relationship very quickly. At least, you know, good majority of them. Not saying that for every lesbian, not every lesbian does that, but it's a stereotype for a reason. But I'm going to call a big old bullshit on you saying you did not want to move in with Emily, because you dragged your fucking pets from Oklahoma to Wisconsin for what you... If you dragged them there knowing that you were not going to stay there, you're more of a terrible pet owner than everybody else believes. Because not only were your pets never microchipped, but you dragged them to a completely different fucking state, 19 hours away from where they were used to. From their home. Into the house of somebody they didn't know. With a bunch of pets they didn't know. For what you thought would be a if you knew this was, if you knew and you did 100% did not want to move in with Emily, why the fuck did you move your pets that far away? You could have left them at home, where they were comfortable, where they had a stable environment. You could have moved them where there was no strange animals. You could have left them there. And then had your mom look after them. It wasn't like whenever you were living in another state and you didn't have any friends or family, you were living in the same state with your fucking mom. I can trust Mama Shaw to look after Millie when I go out of town. She has before. I just leave her at home. And then, of course, if I don't leave her at home, if both me and Mama Shaw are going out of town, then there are people that we have that I can trust to leave her with. That I know we're not that I can take her over there, let her, sniff around the environment. If there are other animals there, we can see how the other animals react to her, and we can make sure that it is going to be as much, not entirely stress-free, but as little stress as possible when I leave her there. If you are telling me that you did that you put your animals through that kind of stress from travel and staying in a place that they didn't know, with people they didn't know, and pets that they didn't know, for what you knew was going to be a temporary visit, honestly, I wish that you would lose all of your pets, because you don't need them.
Like, Amber would get upset if I didn't FaceTime her for hours every single day. Or if I was busy at work and she didn't have time to message her. the FaceTime her for hours every single day. That's true. And I think it's because...
Oh yeah, Thulian, she's just like every other fucking lolcow. She has to mention her BPD every 5 minutes. I seriously hate people who wear their mental illness like jewelry. Yeah. I mean, I've bought a couple of multiple sclerosis awareness t-shirts. I'm actually wearing one right now. It says I am too cool for a single sclerosis, so I have multiple. But that doesn't mean that I wear it like a fucking piece of jewelry. I'm not sitting there constantly online going, yeah, guys, you have to forgive me for my, scattered thoughts and, my forgetfulness because I have MS. I'm not doing that. You guys have to forgive me for for anything that I do because I have ADHD or I have depression. No, I don't wear it like a fucking badge. It's just something that I have. It's not my entire fucking personality.
Because that is the way that she said. So her and Colleen would be on FaceTime for hours and hours a day. That is how mine and Emily's relationship
Jesus
started.
fucking Christ,
and it was
Slayer.
because she wanted that. We were on FaceTime for hours and hours a day. That is what I got used to. And having BPD, I have also very bad anxious attachment. Thankfully, I just want to say I'm very much far gone from that area. I don't have that anxious attachment feeling anymore.
I would call fucking bullshit on that. I'm pretty sure that if you found another caretaker, and I'm pretty sure that even if you were still with Emily, or even are back with Emily, I'm pretty sure you're probably still that fucking anxious. I highly doubt that is something that you have just dropped out of nowhere. Because you obviously are not doing anything about whatever mental illness it is that you have. And you're too much of a fucking narcissist to realize that. You made Beck quit her job because you didn't like that she was gone for hours of the day. Jesus fucking Christ, woman.
I will admit that that's definitely how it was because that's, the pattern that we created together. And when I noticed, sometimes she didn't want to do that, my brain, because it's not wired the same as everyone else's, my brain would tell me, she hates me. What did I do wrong? During my first visit to...
Okay, you know what? I have friends that I talk to on Discord. And at least one of them I'm pretty close to. I actually was the one that I went up to visit, I want to say a month ago or so, a couple months ago. Anyway, I put up a video of, the plane ride, or the plane landing in Massachusetts. But me and her have talked on several occasions, and I've told her that I do have those anxiety-ridden thoughts. Like when I say something in a chat and everybody else stops chatting, I'm just like, oh shit, they hate me. They fucking hate me. Everybody fucking hates me. They're only talking to me because they feel pity for me. And I've told her, those are thoughts that run through my head. And I said, when, if I say something or do something that upsets her, and she says something even as simple as, we need to talk, or we need to discuss something that you said or posted, I'm always like, oh shit, she fucking hates me. She doesn't want anything to do with me. She's about to tell me to kick rocks, get the fuck out, And I've expressed that to her. I've told her that. And she has said, that considering how long we've actually been talking, because we've been talking for years. And she says for how long we've been talking, it would have to be pretty fucking heinous for her to just drop me. And she said, if you ever feel that way, just talk to me. We'll talk through it. That's what people do when they are mature in a friendship or a relationship or anything that you fucking communicate things. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oklahoma, things actually seemed to go really well. But it was a short trip. We were still in that honeymoon phase. I genuinely hate that, that saying. Why?
That's how relationships start. You have a honeymoon phase. The relationship's brand new. You're both, got that bubbly feeling, you want to spend all your time together. Me and my ex-husband went through that. We had a honeymoon phase too. Most relationships do that, and then you fall into routine. You fall into things, you you start to, get comfortable with each other. It's kind of like that stereotype where, women don't fart around their new boyfriend, but once they get married, it's fart central. I mean, I never had that issue because, I'm in the medical field, so. Oh, yeah. I thought those thoughts were normal. I know. I know. It's like I have fucking social anxiety, so. But, yeah, most relationships go through what is considered a honeymoon phase. And you can hate that term all you want to, but that's what it is.
Why can't we just say that we were happy together? But it just goes to show that Emily was...
You can still be happy with someone and not not have the same amount or intensity of reactions and interactions that you had when you first got together. You cannot compare the start of a relationship with a relationship that has been going on for like 20 years. You can't. You can't. That's why you never compare when you first start dating someone to when you marry them or when you've been living together for a long time. Because you start having to, especially when you live together for a long time or you get married or something, you start falling into routines, ruts. You start, getting comfortable around each other. Maybe, you start showing some habits that maybe you didn't show them when you were first dating. And with you, at least, the honeymoon phase was probably all the love bombing and, the giddy feelings and, you two weren't living together, so you weren't aware of each other's bad habits. And so, yeah. That happens to just about every couple. I'm sorry, Amberlynn, you can say whatever it is, but you can get through a honeymoon phase and still be perfectly happy with your partner. It happens to a lot of people. You go talk to someone who's been married for 20, 30 years and they will tell you that their relationship with their partner is not the same relationship is not the same type of relationship that it was when they first started dating. But yet they're still happy together. Things change.
Was the love bomber because we were in that honeymoon phase. I fucking hate that saying, bro. It was during my second visit.
Talking while taking a shit. I've done that with my ex-husband. Hell, I've done that with my best friend who I call my wifey. I've done it with her. Me and her be talking through the bathroom door while I'm in there taking a shit.
When things started to feel off, that's new to me. I didn't even know that. She would get irritated if I checked my phone or responded to my messages that weren't about her or focused on her. I'm sorry, but I do not remember that. I'm not going to say...
Of course you don't remember that. Of course. Of course you don't remember that. You don't remember anything bad that you did, but you remember everything bad that everybody else did or tried to tell them, no, that's what you did to me.
Sit here and say that she's lying because that sounds very much something like Amberlynn at 24 would feel. So did Amberlynn do that then? Maybe. But I do not remember that. That visit also happened right after she posted.
The funny thing is that second visit wasn't actually that long ago. What are you talking about, Amberlynn at 24? You were like maybe 34.
Who I was, and she was and the doxing stuff. Ooh, we get to talk about that. Oh, I'm excited actually because that visit also happened right after she posted who I was and the doxing stuff that happened. So tensions were high. So I kind of brushed it off at the time thinking it was just stress. But everything really started to change when Amber came to visit me. Yeah, because I saw your true colors. Those red flags and those lightly pink red flags that were heart-shaped, they started to become brown and every other color that I don't like, puke green. And they were no longer heart-shaped. They were like circles and squares and rectangles and triangles.
And yet you stayed. You insisted on staying. Fucking hell, bitch. It wasn't... You keep comparing it to your relationship with Beck, but by the time she could have been in a place where she could have left, you had already trampled down all of her self-confidence by making her clean your fucking shitty rags. For those of you who don't know, Amberlynn wiped her ass, but with a washcloth on the corner of the sink when she was living with Beck. And she probably still does it to this day. But, because It's kind of proven because at the time that she was with Beck, she bought a lot of washcloths. So it wasn't like with Beck because you moved in with her. So, and of course, Beck doesn't seem like the type to just kick somebody out when she knows they have nowhere else to go. Beck doesn't seem like that type. Not saying Beck is perfect. Beck has some shady shit in her past too. Some shit that she's done. But at the same time, Beck does not strike me as the type of person who would just kick someone out when she knows they have no, or they know. I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong pronouns. My bad. Beck does not seem like the type of person that kicks someone out when they know that that person has nowhere else to go. So it wasn't like your relationship with Beck where they stayed around because they probably didn't have anywhere else to go. They probably didn't have anywhere else to go. You moved in with them and their roommates. But yet, while you were at Emily's house, you could have left at any time. Your mom was according to you, your mom was urging you to come home. Was ready for you to come home. She would have come up there and got you. But yet you didn't want to leave.
Because of you. And I remember we were sitting in your garage, while you're in your little recliner chair and you're smoking cigarettes and I'm sitting next to you.
Oh no, Pecan. I mean, I love Beck. I think Beck's funny. But I think the best person, as far as recent ALR partners go, I think the best person that she was with was Feline. Because Feline was trying to encourage her to lose the weight, eat healthier, get more active, do the weight loss surgery program. She was trying to encourage her to do all of that shit. And ALR didn't want to do it. She didn't want to put in the work. In fact, like I said, I believe that was the tipping point for Feline breaking up with her. Because I do not think at all that it was mutual. She can say it was mutual all she wants. I do not think at all that it was fucking mutual. Because that bitch drove her to fucking Oklahoma and dumped her ass. Dumped her ass in her mama's driveway. So yeah, I do not believe that her and Feline's breakup was at all mutual. But I do believe that Feline probably would have been the best out of her more recent girlfriends. Because not only was she more strong-minded than Crystal, but she also was like, we need to get more active. We need to get healthier. I always forget Feline. It's easy to forget that Feline was even a thing because Feline has been the smartest one out of ALR's exes and has just stayed the fuck out of it. She's just like, Amber can say whatever the fuck she wants to about me. I know my life. I don't need to defend myself or speak my story. Hopefully, Feline has gotten some support and some therapy for her time with ALR. Hopefully she did. And I'm actually glad that she is not speaking up and trying to get involved in the drama. I mean, honestly, I think Emily's only doing this to get into the drama. Maybe she likes drama. I don't know. She could. I mean, she likes feeding chicks until they die, so it wouldn't surprise me if she wants to be in on the drama. But I'm glad that Feline is kind of staying out of it.
And you said, you know what? Something I really like about you, you're always positive. That changed, didn't it? Why? Why did that change, Emily? Why did I stop laughing all the time with you? Who changed me? It wasn't me. So the part of...
Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. Because you see abuse in everything. Every little thing that your partner does that you don't like, you see as abusive. As triggering. Every little thing. Anything. If your partner so much as pushes back on you for any little thing, you see that as abusive. So I highly doubt that it was just Emily that changed you. You've always been like this. This is a pattern of behavior seen throughout all of your relationships.
About that visit also happened right after she posted who I was. I did not want to show anyone who Emily was. I actually have text message proof of this. We had talked about it. I knew.
Then post it, bitch! If you have text message proof of you not wanting to reveal who Emily was, post it. Why are you all telling no show? Why? This is the one thing that I hate about this, is that you cows will come and say, oh yeah, I've got proof of this and I've got proof of that, but you never show it. You never show this proof, this magical proof. Which is why people call you fucking liars.
The hate was going to happen. I explained the hate. I don't want the haters to find you. I don't think you can handle it. I don't want to post you. I was guilt tripped so bad. She would say things like, I don't want to be hid.
I will fully admit, Pecan, I have no idea who Rosie is.
Understand, like, Alexis actually told you guys this. Alexis lied about some stuff, but there was some stuff she was truthful on. I've always said that. But I was guilt tripped into revealing who she was. She would say things, I want people to know that you're taken. I don't want to be hidden. I don't want to be a secret. I was terrified. I was like, I don't want to lose Emily. Like, I feel like I'm being forced into this, but I also don't want the internet to ruin it for me as.
Yeah, I don't want to lose the one. I don't want to lose the one that is allowing me to become fatter and fatter and fatter, and actually likes it when I get fatter and fatter and fatter. But I'm perfectly fine losing the one person that actually wanted me to better myself and actually reach a healthier state.
As well, because I knew exactly what was going to happen. All of the doxing, she took it out on me. It was horrendous.
I guess I need to look her up, don't I, Pecan?
I ended up getting cellulitis. I had 103 temperature. It was almost 104. My temperature was so high, I couldn't even think straight. She repeatedly was calling me, call lawyers, fix this for me, fix this for me. She didn't care that I was sick. I had 103 temperature. When you have BPD, like, you have that favorite person, they can do no wrong. I'd do anything to keep her. So I'm like calling lawyers, Googling lawyers, while literally vomiting. Like, genuinely, my brain was being fried, and all she cared about was me calling lawyers. I should have known then that she was a selfish person.
Again, where's the receipts, bitch? I need receipts. I need receipts. I mean, again, Emily gave a few receipts in this. Like I said, if you want to go down and see the snowflake video that he did while he was chatting with Emily, feel free. It's down in the description. Watch the whole thing. It's good tea. It's good tea. But she showed a few receipts, more than what ALR ever showed. Receipts, bitch. Where are they?
I genuinely hate that this is even happening, because it's like, I still love her. Okay. Her other message was she was originally only supposed to stay for a week or two tops.
See, again, something like this guy here just sent her a super chat. You're giving her money to say something that she's never going to acknowledge, she's never going to respond to. You're giving her money for nothing. You might as well take those two, whatever the fuck they are, I don't know what that currency is. You might as well take that and wipe your ass with it. Because it'll have just as much impact on ALR as you wiping your ass with it. As his message. That's the one thing that infuriates me. Is that people, become members. Give her super chats. Give her money. Incentivize her to say shit that she's not going to respond to. She's not. Or if she does, she'll have this little smug response like, you sit on and spin, yeah.
That's not true. It definitely wasn't going to be 3 months, no. We were planning on probably around 2 weeks, because that's when I'd be off.
See, that's why I have that annoying little pop-up that pops up whenever you guys send me a super chat, which I know super chats are off right now because I forgot to turn them back on after the troll run. Not that I think I would get that many with only 10 people watching, but that's why I have that annoying little message that pops up that actually reads the fucking super chat. Like, you can go back and look at some of the things where I've gotten super chats, and I have that little alert that pops up that reads the super chat for me. And then I respond to it. Because I have no other choice, really. It's not silent. But ALR's doing all this on her phone because apparently streaming from her laptop is just too much work.
Off of work and be able to take her home. But by day 2 of her being at my house, things already started to shift. It was weird how high-strung she was that early on. Emily, if that is the case, why did you want me to stay longer? Why did you want me to move in? Why did you call me? Why did you...
Ooh, I need to look up this Rosie chick. I definitely need to look up this Rosie chick.
Literally say that was my home too. Why, when I came home because I chose to come home, you would message me saying, I immediately want you to come back home. If I was so high strung and I acted...
Again, receipts. This is why people call you a liar, ALR. Because you are all tell, no show. Not that I'm saying that everything that Emily is saying is 100% factual. I can say that it's probably more factual than what you're saying because this is a pattern of behavior that we have seen in you from your past relationships. But in order for anybody to believe what you're saying, you've got to show receipts. Show the receipts. That's the only way anybody's gonna fucking believe you.
Off. On day 2, why did you allow me to stay for 3 months? She really didn't like that I had a life outside of her. Not true. I mean, I work 12-hour shifts.
Oh, come on, Pecan. Don't tell me Drag's coming back into the lolcow sphere. I was so proud of him getting out of it. Doing the sciencey shit and the lawyer shit with Nate. I was so proud of him for doing that. He's coming back? Dude.
I have a family, friends, pets, a house to take care of. Those are true things, but I didn't care because she only worked like twice a week. So, what? But anything that wasn't about her felt like an inconvenience to her, and she made that very clear. That is so not true. It is absolutely insane. So when it comes to friends, she doesn't have friends. She had like a couple coworkers and stuff that she like kind of considered friends. I would always be like, why don't
you want to talk about somebody not having friends, bitch? The only people we have ever seen you hang out with is your fucking mother. Which, I mean, mood. Even me, fucking fat ass that I am, fucking fat ass shut-in that I am, have evidence of me actually going to see friends, because there is a video on my channel right now that you can go see of me landing. Well, actually, it wasn't in Massachusetts, it was in Albany, New York, but I was going to see a friend in Massachusetts to go to a Avril Lavigne concert. Now, mind you, I'm not a big Avril fan. When I was in high school, my high school thing was Linkin Park, Green Day, stuff like that. I was a rock girl. I was not into pop or grunge or whatever Avril is. Not a big Avril fan when I was in high school. Not a big Avril fan now. But I went because I wanted to meet this friend of mine and be able to spend time with her. I spent like just about an entire week up there. So I have more evidence of me going out with friends than you ever have. Jesus Christ.
Why don't we go hang out with them? I don't understand why she didn't want to introduce me to her friends. I thought that was so weird. I didn't meet her family in person until I genuinely had to. And I'm not going to say that's personal. It's medical stuff. I'm not going to get into it. I genuinely was, oh my God, here she goes. She messaged me. Are you really talking about my family? Oh. Didn't say anything personal. I just said I wanted to meet them. Can you calm down, Emily? For real,
Okay, here's my issue with this. If Emily is such a big trigger for you, if you're so pissed at her, why is she still able to message you? If I'm in this type of if I would have been in this type of toxic relationship, first of all, it wouldn't have lasted as long as you claim it did. But I would not be accepting messages from that type of person. And again, I would like to see the receipts that Emily's even messaging you right now. Because for all we know, you're just reading off of something that you wrote. I wouldn't be surprised.
You literally said in the message, I have family and friends and pets. I'm just responding to what you said. I would purposely try to find ways to leave the house. I was like, can we do a 5 Below challenge? I paid to do this 5 Below challenge with her and a family member. Not going to go into detail. I'd get home from a 12-hour shift completely exhausted from a stressful job, and she'd get upset if I wanted to go straight to bed. You have never in your life gotten off of work and went straight to bed. She'd say things like, oh, you're not going to hang out with me, or ask me to take her to the casino or go shopping. We went to 5 Below one time. We went to the casino a couple times.
Bitch, if I come home, because while my job at the hospital, when I worked at the hospital, I didn't work a 12-hour shift every day. I did work 12-hour shifts on the weekends, and I also worked mostly overnights because I fucking love overnights. I am a night owl to the extreme. Getting up before the ass crack of dawn is not for me. In fact, I was miserable all week last week because I had to do that because I was covering for another driver. But when I would come home from my 12-hour shifts, my ex-husband knew to leave me the fuck alone because I was tired when I would come home from my 12-hour shifts. He would let me sit on the computer, chat, watch YouTube, any way that I could do to decompress. Sometimes you don't go straight to bed when you get off a 12-hour shift. Sometimes you do. It all depends on how you feel when you get home. Me, I'm the type of person where when I get home from work, I need to take a few hours to watch some YouTube videos, to decompress, to get myself tired before I can go to truly sleepy. I would be exhausted. I wouldn't want to do shit. But I would watch a YouTube video, get online and chat, maybe play some World of Warcraft for a couple hours before I would finally go to bed. My ex-husband knew to leave me the fuck alone. And I knew to leave him the fuck alone when he would get home from work. Because my ex-husband, he worked 10-hour shifts for most of our relationship. And then he also worked a second job that would have him getting home pretty late at night, and then he would have to get up early in the morning. So when he would come home, the only thing I would do is serve him dinner and tell him, get some rest, go into the living room, kick up the recliner, relax. I wouldn't sit there and say, hey, you want to go to the casino? You want to go out? You want to go shopping? You want to do this? You want to do that? I'd be like, here's your supper. Go sit in the recliner. Relax. In fact, I would actually have him, he would come home, take off his work clothes, kick back in the recliner. I'd bring his supper to him in the fucking recliner. I'd be like, you relax.
And guess who paid? Me. Guess who else who loves the casino and the bingo and the scratchers and the this and the that? Emily. We got along in that way. Did we go to the casino after you went to work? Maybe once, but it was usually on a day that you took off by your doing. So don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Please don't fuck with me. If I said no, she'd get upset. You've never said no. And compared to her working on vlogs all day. That never happened because I didn't vlog at your house. I maybe did a few videos. So that's not true, Emily. Saying she still had the energy to do things, so I should too. Okay. None of that.
You have compared doing your vlogs to having a job. Just like with Chantal. Just like with Shani. You guys compare doing your shitty vlogs or your shitty fucking live streams to having a 8-hour job. You're just like, yeah, I work so hard on my YouTube channel, blah, 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 blah. Amberlynn, even now when you were doing that whole schedule shit, when you're like, I'm going to upload this on this day, this on this day, this on this day, you would film like maybe 2 to 3 minutes of a vlog just telling what you supposedly did that day. And then you would slap it all together into a 30-minute video that was supposedly your whole fucking week in a 30-minute fucking video where 95% of it was you just propping your camera up and telling everybody what you allegedly did that day. And yet you have done this before. Maybe you're denying it now, but you've said it before that is comparable to an 8-hour shift of going to actual work. I'm sorry, darling, but I'm coming off of a 7-hour shift and coming in to do this, and this is not nearly as stressful as my job, and I just transport people.
Ever happen. Amber expected me to constantly be available. I will say, I was a little like that. I can take accountability there. If I didn't text or call during my breaks, or if I wasn't giving her attention constantly, she'd get upset or start a fight. That's due to my trauma. She would always accuse me of not loving her, and she was and how terrible of a...
No. I am sorry, but if you expect every single person that you're with to be up your fucking ass because of your goddamn supposed fucking trauma, and I will say this much, her mom has confirmed ALR did not have the best childhood in the world. There's a lot of people who don't have good childhoods. There's a lot of people that have not had the best childhoods. They don't abuse their fucking partner. Don't expect their partner to be up their ass like a fucking stink bug. Like an unpassed turd. They don't expect their partners to be up their fucking ass all the goddamn time. Jesus fuck.
What girlfriend I was. I never said you were a terrible girlfriend. You became terrible. You became terrible. She wanted me to call out of work anytime she was having a crisis. Or just felt like she wanted me to stay at home. Lie. Oh my god.
It's not a fucking lie. Amberlynn, you did the same fucking thing with your other partners. Oh yeah, shout out to Pocahontas there. Although you're fucking stupid fucking dumbass for giving her money. You've had multiple girlfriends say the same fucking thing. Same fucking Destiny was one of the biggest ones that said that. Where you would get pissed at her if she didn't text you all the fucking time while if she didn't sit in her car on her fucking break at work texting you or calling you or talking to you or anything like that. You made Beck quit her fucking job to stay home and take care of your dumbass and be in your fucking vlogs. Multiple girlfriends have said the same goddamn thing. So I'm sorry, but unless you have fucking proof, any type of fucking proof other than your word, which is worth the toilet paper I wipe my ass with, I'm not gonna believe you.
She was always in a bad mood because of this. I don't know what that means. If I did anything that didn't involve her directly, she would start an argument. Not true. I was exhausted trying to juggle everything in my life on top of her constantly being mad at me. You weren't really juggling anything because you didn't really do much of anything. We'd get into arguments and she just wouldn't let anything go. That is literally you to a T. I've never been more
Oh boy. Here we go. She's gonna sit there and say, no, this is you. This is you. This is you. Which, I mean, I have no doubt that Emily has some very toxic fucking behavior. I mean, she's a fucking feeder. And she fed her fucking last partner to death. But what you were seeing here, Hecticana actually mentioned this in his video on this, which Hecticana is fantastic. I love Hecticana. What you are witnessing now is not a BPD crash out. This is a narcissistic crash out. This is the definition of what happens when a narcissist loses control of the narrative. This is perfect textbook example of what happens when a narcissist loses control of the narrative. She's trying to spin it. She's trying to Darvo it. Just like she did with Beck. Trying to say Beck did all this terrible shit to her. She's trying to do Darvo. Which, if you don't know what Darvo is, look it the fuck up, because I can't remember the exact acronym now, but it's something that a lot of people who are abusers do. It's something like reversing victim and victim and abuser type thing in the narrative. They try to reverse who's the victim and who's the abuser in the narrative, which is why a lot of abusers will say, "You made me do this." But yeah, she's trying to sit there and say that everything that anybody has ever claimed that she's done to them, she's like, "You did that to me. It wasn't me doing that to you. You did that to me." So, yeah.
Gaslit and manipulated in my life. I have never felt the way that you made me feel in my life. The fact that you made me feel the way that my dad made my mom feel is sick. Okay, she would gaslight, deflect.
But yet again, Emily is giving a very similar story to every other fucking girlfriend that you've had. So if you're saying that Emily is behaving in the same fucking way that your dad did, then you are also having that behavior, because multiple people multiple partners of yours have come out and said that you did the exact same fucking thing to them. That you're accusing Emily of doing to you. Which, like I said, does not excuse the fact that Emily is a fucking freaky psychopath feeder who probably has done a lot of toxic things, said a lot of bad things about Amberlynn. Does not excuse that behavior, but at the same time, I am more inclined to believe Emily's train of thought and, you know, events than I am yours.
Just typical narcissistic behavior. We both know I'm not a narcissist. Have I thought that in the past? Yes. Have I taken plenty narcissist tests? Yes. Have I talked to therapists? Yes, because genuinely that terrifies me. But you know that I'm not a narcissist. You know that I'm not. But the behaviors that you demonstrate shows textbook narcissist behavior. And
oh my God, then guess what? You're a narcissist too. Because again, Emily is describing a pattern of behavior that has been seen throughout all of your fucking relationships that have been documented on YouTube. Every single fucking girlfriend that you've ever had that felt the need to come out has said very similar stories to what Emily is telling now. Now, could Emily be lying and be taking, you know, things from Beck's story or from Destiny's story or even from Casey's story? Yes. That is entirely possible. But the thing is that even before Emily came out, you had that pattern of behavior. And I hate to say this, but in some of Eric's vlogs, that behavior has shown. Because you weren't in control of what he filmed. You could control what you put up on YouTube, but you could not control what Eric or Ricky or whatever the fuck his name was. You could not control what he put up on YouTube, and he was a drama whore. He loved stirring the pot to get drama started. He still does. That's why he was going against Beck with you, because he knew that would give the best kind of fucking drama. But you cannot control what he put up on YouTube, so some of your little abusive moments actually did slip onto his channel. So, yeah.
And it scares me. You scare me. It got to the point where I started going into the other room just to sleep because she wouldn't stop arguing with me when I was trying to rest before a shift. That happened one time. And it's when everything hit the fan. And I followed you in there with my BPD meltdown, my tantrum. Yeah, I did. And I'm able to admit that. My pain turned me into a monster because of what you did. Yeah, I am able to admit that. And you're not taking accountability for anything, and that's terrifying to me. She came to the room.
She was looking at fat chicks on Tumblr. That's the entire fucking thing. That was what made you melt down. Was the fact that she was looking at fat chicks on Tumblr. Even though you were well aware of the fact that you were her fetish. You were well aware of her fucking fetishes. You can't tell me you weren't. You cannot tell me you were not aware of her fetishes. But what made you do this whole quote-unquote BPD meltdown was her looking at fat chicks on Tumblr. Which again, I've got to pin my doubts on that because again, Tumblr has a policy against nudity and porn. So, which again is why all the porn artists that were on Tumblr went over to Twitter, because Tumblr wasn't allowing them to post their porn.
Room and stood over the bed. She told me that if I wasn't going to continue the conversation, which was basically her going on and on of how I didn't love her, and then said, fine, if I can't have peace from being able to have this conversation, then you aren't going to either. She would then stand next to the bed. I was sleeping in and intentionally keep me up all night. I feel like this happened every time she knew I was going to work. Like she was intentionally keeping me up because she didn't like that I wasn't home instead of work. That's a bullshit lie. I liked when you went to work. Not gonna lie. It was peace from you. I liked having those 2 days a week where I didn't have to be like, oh my God, is she going to be raging at me? Is there going to be a fat joke? I liked that piece, Emily. That one time.
If you were feeling that way, why the fuck did you stay for 3 goddamn months? Until Emily finally told you to get the fuck out of her house. And put her foot down. And drove your fucking ass to Oklahoma. Why did you stay there? If this was, if you truly felt this way, where you were happier when Emily was gone and at work, why the fuck did you stay for 3 months? Why did you bring your pets to Wisconsin if you knew you were not going to be staying there? Oh, Teddy was kind of pissed? Okay. Well, Teddy can be pissed. Good for him.
Did I stand next to the bed crying for you to hear me, to love me? I felt so unheard. I felt so unloved. Like you constantly were deceitful. Did I do that? I did. I stood there, bawling my eyes out, waiting for a hug, reassurance, love. Snowflake said, it sounds like she didn't want you to work and just spend all day at home with her. I'm guessing she used BPD as an excuse for her shitty behavior. I'm guessing so. What's your excuse, Snowflake? Emily replied,
Snowflake has not actually had any shitty behavior. He just reacts to you and he talks about you. And he goes over the shit that you do online and posts to the public, which is perfectly fine. I'm sorry, ALR, but you cannot post something on the internet and not expect people to respond to it. I mean, people can fucking respond to anything that I post on the internet. That's perfectly fine. I don't care. People have. I don't give a shit. I laugh. I fucking laugh. But you're incapable of doing that because you're such a fucking narcissist and can't admit that you're doing something wrong.
100% used her BP as an excuse. I did, I do, it's also a reason. That's what's frustrating me the most.
No. BPD can be a reason for things, but it cannot be an excuse. It can be a reason behind certain behaviors, but it cannot be excuse for those behaviors. Certain behaviors cannot be fucking excused. Especially when you refuse to do anything about it. Refuse to do anything about it. I don't fucking believe you're in therapy. I don't believe any of these cows are in therapy. But yes, BPD and other mental illnesses can be a reason. Can be a valid reason for certain behaviors, but they cannot be used as an excuse. I'm sorry. I can't use my ADHD or my depression as an excuse for shitty behavior. If I have that shitty behavior, then guess what? I'm a shitty fucking person.
Anytime she'd have one of her tantrums, she wouldn't take any accountability and say it's because she has BPD. And she'd be like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. Which is true. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. When she would literally scream at me about something, like taking 4 minutes longer than I would have when I went outside to smoke. Not true. I told her she can't use that as an excuse if she refuses to do anything to help herself to get better. She made a lot of false promises of getting into therapy. So did you. You need therapy bad, girl. You need therapy bad. Like on a different...
You telling anybody else that they need therapy is a fucking joke. Because you do not take your mental health at all seriously. You can buy all the fucking BPD books you want to off of Amazon. But you will not do the work it takes.
Different type of level. She told me in so many different occasions that she was signed up and she never went. That's not true. Oh, Snowflake said, so what would you do all day when you were at work? I'm going to take a guess and say nothing. Lay in bed all day watching reaction channels. So no, I wasn't watching reaction channels, but yeah, all I did was stay in her bed.
No, you did watch reaction channels. I'm sorry, darling, but the proof is in the pudding. Because the reaction channel would say something and then you would come on and rage about it. So, yeah. I honestly do not doubt that you laid in bed and watched reaction channels. Even Beck said you watched reaction channels all day.
That is all I did. I feel like some of this is like out of order because this doesn't make sense. But the response was, yep, that was one of her manipulative tactics and staying longer when it was getting to the point where I was asking her to leave. I have journal entries and I'm pretty sure I have messages literally telling you that I needed to leave. I was miserable. I would call my mom constantly, bawling my eyes out, Emily, because of you. And my mom was like, honey, I will come get you. You deserve better. You don't deserve this. She thought she would get a therapist here. I'd let her stay so she could do the therapy. She did a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. I didn't do shit there. I was miserable. She sit around and watch YouTube videos, including reaction channels, all day. No, I did her laundry. She did do my laundry because I literally could not do the laundry. She had one of those laundries where you had to bend down. I could not, like, there's the ones that are out like this, and then the ones that are like this. Hers was like this, and I couldn't, like, go down to get it. I'm A, too short, and too fat. My stomach was literally in the way. I could not reach down and get my laundry. So yes, she did do my laundry, and she did.
You know what? They actually make things that let people who cannot reach things. There are aids to do that with. There's stuff you can actually buy to bring with you to allow you to grab things that are too far away for you to grab. It's like a gopher grabber or something like that. Elderly people and people in wheelchairs use it to be able to reach things that they normally cannot reach. So.
Did it twice when I was there. I cleaned up after her and took care of the pets. She won't ever let Twinkie or the dogs out during the day when she was home. That's a fucking lie. So I'll come home from work. I have to clean up Twinkie's pee off the brand new floor that I put in. And her dog's pee, but that's not true. That was from when we were fucking sleeping. He said, ugh, disgusting. Only time I remember her taking...
Hold on, wait a second. Let me go back a little bit because I want to read the rest of that message. I had to clean out the brand new floor I just put in. I was really proud of that floor because I recently just put it in and did it myself, which is a lot of hard physical work. It literally ruined the flooring because the pee would sit there until I got home from work to clean it. If you remember from one of her vlogs, she talked about her responsibilities of letting the pets out. That lasted 2 days. This started a lot of fights too, which I don't doubt. We've seen the pee pads.
That's a fucking lie. So I'll come home from work. I have to clean up Twinkie's pee off the brand new floor that I put in. And her dog's pee, but that's not true. That was from when we were fucking sleeping. He said, ugh, disgusting.
Most dogs who are actually house trained, who are properly house trained, they won't pee on the floor in the middle of the night, even when you're sleeping. If you take them out regularly. Usually if you take them out right before you go to bed, or right before you settle in for the night, they'll usually last until in the morning when you get up. But of course, your sleep schedule is so fucking messed up that I don't doubt that you couldn't get a routine for your animals.
Only time I remember her talking about her responsibilities with the pets was when she did the video explaining how Rarity got out. I'm sure she talked about that stuff, but then I just can't remember. Actually, before I ask about Rarity, how did the tantrums get? What was the worst? If you're okay talking about it. If not, I'll shut my face. You know what's funny? When me and Emily were messaging last night, Snowflake literally was asking questions about my hygiene. Emily told me. Snowflake was literally asking questions about my...
Seriously? Emily told you? But yet you were still messaging her? This is why I honestly do believe that this was a plot. This is one of the reasons why I do believe the conspiracy theory that this was all put on by these two just to generate more views to ALR's channel and her live streams, in order to get people to do all the super chats and get the memberships and everything else so they could, talk to her. So they could leave her messages. This is why I do believe the conspiracy theory that all of this was put on by both ALR and Emily in conjunction with each other, in concert, in order to generate more money and more views and more revenue to ALR's channel. This is one of the things. Because why the fuck would you be talking to Emily at the same time she's talking to Snowflake? Why? Why? Jesus fucking Christ. Because you gotta remember, the crash out video that we watched in the first part of the stream was done the day before this video dropped. The day before. So this is a nice little Freudian slip from ALR, because if this is true, and her and Emily were texting back and forth at the same time Emily was talking to Snowflake, and Emily was telling her what Snowflake was asking, then ALR was 100% in on it. This is all an act.
Hygiene. That's where his head is at, bro. This isn't for justice for Emily. This is for clout.
Fucking nobody wants justice for fucking Emily. I want justice for Colleen. Okay? Hashtag justice for fucking Colleen. I think Emily needs to be put behind fucking bars for what happened to Colleen. Colleen was fed to death. But unfortunately, there are no laws against it because, you know, as long as the person is able to eat the food themselves, it's not considered any type of abuse. But I do believe that is 100% abuse. If you're someone who is a caretaker for a morbidly obese person and you're bringing them the food that is killing them, I honestly do think you need to be charged with abuse. I think Emily needs to be behind fucking bars. I don't want justice for Emily. I want fucking justice for Colleen. Fuck Emily and fuck you.
Out and for money and for making Amberlynn look as worse as she can look. Like, if Amberlynn can look bad, he's gonna do it. The tantrum slowly escalated each time. I started with her just shouting at me to escalating to her slamming doors and punching walls. That never fucking happened. I think I slammed a door one time because I was so fed up. Like, the betrayal, the gaslighting, the stonewalling, the cruelty, the fat jokes. Anytime I tried leaving the room, she would block doorways. She was also really jealous. Anytime I talked about Colleen, I made it very clear that I'm very understanding of the whole Colleen situation, but when you would compare me to Colleen in fights, you began to turn that into a weapon. Colleen was no longer your late fiance, but a weapon to hurt your current girlfriend. That's not cool, dude. I wasn't allowed.
That's why you don't get with someone who just lost. If I had found out that somebody that I was getting with had less than a month ago lost someone that they allegedly loved and they were wanting to immediately jump into another relationship with me, I'd be like, no, you need to process that grief and that emotion and all of those feelings that you had for that person. You need to process that shit and then get back to me. You need to take time to grieve and then get back to me. I wouldn't be jumping into a relationship with someone who lost their fiance, someone that they allegedly loved more than anything, less than a fucking month after that person died. I wouldn't do it.
Allowed to share memories or say anything about it really anymore, or she would end up getting really pissed. I wonder fucking why. Because she became a weapon just to hurt me. But the worst tantrum was actually the night that Rarity went missing. And why was I reacting that way? For the audience watching, let me remind you. Emily and I were sitting in her car, and she had lied to me for weeks about this woman she was speaking to. She said it was a coworker. Turns out it was a hater that she was friends with, where she would talk shit about me. She would stare at me right in my fucking eyes. The woman that she loves, and say, I'm not lying to you. She was on Tumblr looking at naked women bigger than me right after having sex with me. And the picture that is so engraved in my brain was this woman on an oxygen tank in a hospital bed. And then in that same moment, I find her on Phoebe, which is where the feeders go to do their thing. I click the messages.
Before your bitch ass went to Wisconsin, people were telling you that your fucking girlfriend was a goddamn feeder. You cannot sit there and tell me that it was you magically finding this out when people had already fucking posted screenshots of it. People had already posted screenshots of Emily's FetLife account. And the people that she was following on Instagram. You got pissed off about that. I remember that much at least. This before you fucking your bitch ass went to fucking Wisconsin. So you cannot sit there and say that, oh, I didn't know about this. I didn't know she was a feeder. That fucking bullshit.
Day that we met in person, she messaged a girl saying how sexy she was. She messaged another masked lesbian feeder saying, wow, we're rare. Masked lesbian feeders. That's the day I found out the truth about everything. Well, not slightly everything, but most of it. And then you get mad and play victim because of my reaction. She saw me scrolling through my phone and there was this woman on my Instagram feed. She flipped out and said I was micro cheating. She fucking lied. She saw this woman on my Instagram feed. She won't even admit to the Tumblr. When I tell you my jaw is on the floor, can someone pick it up for me? 'Cause I'm too fat. Whew, that was the first time she got physical with me. She threw things at me. What did I throw at you? What did I throw at you? Actually, I didn't throw a thing at you, Emily. Oh, she replied. The water bottle that was on my dresser. Oh, I threw a water bottle on your dresser. Okay, let me go back to the text message from last night where you said that I did not throw it at you.
Bitch, show the fucking text messages. Show them. Stop being smug, Lynn, thinking that you've got this gotcha moment when you're not going to show this gotcha moment. Stop fucking clam jamming me, okay? Stop edging me, okay? Stop telling and show the shit.
You know when you picked up the water bottle to throw at me? All I did was pick it up. I didn't throw it at you. And then you said, so when you picked it up and raised it like you were gonna throw it, what was that? That is what you said right in there. So did I throw it or not? But how are you gonna sit here and lie? I've never—
How are you gonna sit here and tell us and not show us? Jesus fucking Christ, this girl. This grown-ass fucking woman doing this high school bullshit. How do we know that is something that Emily actually sent you? That Emily actually texted you? How do we know that any of this is actually Emily texting you this and not something you just wrote down on Notepad? We can't see your fucking computer. It's too hard for you to stream on a fucking computer. It's too hard for you to stream on OBS. It's too hard for you to do that. It's too much work. You gotta stream on your fucking phone.
I'm like so actually shook right now. She then grabbed my arm and dug her nails into my arm to the point of drawing blood. I have a picture that she later deleted months later. All right, let me dumb this down for dummies. We're fighting. Like, not physically, sorry. The BPD tantrums coming out of me. Her room, it's cluttered. I end up tripping over the fucking rug. My body goes onto her. She falls. I grab her arm. While she's in her car, she takes a picture of her arm and she sends it to me. It shows nothing. 2 days later, we're now arguing about the argument that we had 2 days prior. Why are we arguing about that? Because Amberlynn's hurting. She ends up leaving the house again. That's what she does. She ends up sending me a picture of her.
Yes, it's called de-escalation. Maybe it's something you should practice yourself if someone is triggering you that badly. That's what Johnny Depp did with Amber Heard. When he would lock himself in the fucking bathroom and she would chase him around the house. You sound like Amber fucking Heard. It's called a de-escalation. When an argument is getting to that point where it is starting to get physical, where you are starting to feel like we're not going to be able to accomplish anything right now doing this screaming, yelling back and forth, a lot of times people will try to get away from it. It's called a de-escalation. Maybe it's something you need to fucking practice.
Her arm with.
We're almost to the end of it, guys. I know there's only like 3 people watching, nobody chatting, but we're almost to the end of it, I promise.
These nail marks that are like so like deep. I'm like, well, I'm literally on the phone with my mom, bawling, and I'm sending my mom these screenshots. And I'm like, Mom, I think Emily just faked nail marks. Emily literally faked nail marks in a different shirt on a different day, took the picture as if it was the same day. And Emily then later deleted both of the things, but she didn't know that I took screenshots of it. She is trying to get a situation to look like something that it wasn't. Stop exaggerating. Say it like it is. Amberlynn had crazy tantrums. Say it like it fucking is. He responded to her, Jesus. Wow. Snowflake, you're so empathetic. You're so empathetic. She replied with, at that point, I was livid. I told her to go back to Oklahoma, and then I was absolutely done. I decided on my own that I was going to leave. I know she
You're not going to fire me. I quit. That's what this sounds like.
To say that she decided it. It was not her decision. It was mine. Then she grabbed a picture of me and Colleen and held it up and threatened to break it. She knew that is something that would hurt me more than anything she could do physically to me. Like the lowest she could go. She let her apologize and then tried begging for me back, saying that it was her BPD. At first she denied that she did any of those things, which that sucked too. I've never denied a single thing that I've actually done. And I'm like, am I just imagining the guy?
No, you will sit there and say, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. And then you wonder why someone would want to record you while you're having one of your BPD tantrums. You can't see me, but I am blinking at the screen like that kid in the meme.
Gouges out of my arm. I just saw a photo that makes me want to cry. Like, why does this have to happen? Why couldn't it just been a good relationship?
Because you're both fucking toxic psychopaths. Maybe that's why it couldn't be a good fucking relationship. Gee, I wonder why it's not a good fucking relationship when you're both fucking psychos.
She apologized profusely when she knew she couldn't gaslight me into believing it didn't happen. Because it didn't.
Well, you know, Slayer, I just like hearing myself talk.
God. See, this is what I mean about being gaslit. You start to think, did it really happen? If it wasn't for me saving that fucking screenshot that she later deleted, I would be sitting here thinking, did that really happen? I'm just like, literally, like, it makes me sad for her. My favorite thing is sit on and spin. I figured it out. Oh my God, suck my ass. I've never been more excited in my life. So
this is her trying to figure out how to pull up a fucking screenshot on her goddamn computer.
Original photo, okay? And remember, there's gouges and blood, okay? Remember that.
Gouges.
This is her arm. This is her arm, okay? Keep in mind she's wearing a maroon shirt. And then look at what she sends me a couple days later, because she forgot that she took that photo and sent it to me. In this photo, you're gonna see these weird marks that she created herself. Oh, Emily has marks all over her body. I don't want to go into medical from something medical. I'm not getting into it. She is wearing a completely different shirt, completely different day. Why is it blurry? She faked nail marks days later. Didn't you guys hear what she said in Snowflake's fucking thing, that she was bleeding? Oh my God, I hate that I'm doing this because I still love her, but it's like I'm tired of the lies. And right here it says, am I just imagining the gouges? Am I just imagining that? Am I just imagining that? Am I just imagining that? Yes, you are.
It's pronounced gouges. Oh my God. Gouges. It's pronounced gouges. Jesus fucking Christ. This is the woman who says she uses proper grammar in everything. She's such a big reader, such a big writer. You know, she uses proper pronunciation. I will admit, I am a dumbass fucking redneck. I don't always use proper grammar. I don't always use proper pronunciation. I'm a fucking redneck from the South. I would be the first person to fucking admit that. But even I know it's pronounced gouges. Not gouges. Gouges.
Imagining that. Are you imagining the gouges out of your arm? The blood? Yes, you are. When was I muted? Did you guys hear me say that was from November 17th? Sorry, Gabrielle, I don't know how to pronounce it.
You know what you do after this? Sorry, Mama Shaw came out to fuss at me.
And then Snowflake goes, oh God, then you went to work. Oh, he's so sympathetic. Such a sympathetic man. Oh. Stupid as We might have to do like a part 2 when I get home. I spent hours upon hours driving around looking for her, walking through fields and in between houses around my house and through the snow. Amberlynn would go on the drives with me, but obviously didn't do the walking around part. When it was snowing, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I can't walk in snow.
What are you talking about? You don't walk on flat ground. Talking about just in the snow.
I wear flats. I have lymphedema, but when it wasn't snowing, I was looking just as much as you. One time me and Emily got in such like a bad fight, and it was over something that she said to me. Obviously, like, I'm a sensitive person, duh. So I'm gonna feel some type of way. So we were in an argument, and she literally would use looking for Rarity as like a control thing, as like power. In the same way that she would use Colleen as a weapon, she started to use Rarity as one. I loved Rarity, and she was a sweet cat, and she would always sleep on my chest. I did everything I could to try to find her. I can't say 100% that she purposely let her cat out, but give the circumstances, the situation doesn't look good. You left the fucking door open. When you left that night, you betrayed me.
ALR, Amber, you have told 3 fucking different stories about this. Why should we take your word for it at all? And again, like I said, I do honestly believe the conspiracy theory that these two have worked in concert and these two have worked together to drum up this drama to bring more viewers to Amberlynn's channel. I'm honestly really believe in that conspiracy theory.
You could not handle the reaction that I had due to the pain that you caused me, and I took the blame. That is a conversation we had ad nauseum. So many times we talked about it, Emily, and you know that. I took the blame for you over and over and over. I lied about everything for you, about you being a feeder, and I lied about us not being in a relationship to protect you constantly because I wanted people to like you. But you know what's funny? You wanted...
I hate to tell you this, Amber, but considering the fact that everybody found out about Emily's past, they weren't gonna like her. No matter what you said, no matter what you lied about or anything like that, they weren't going to like her because the proof is in the pudding. People found her shit. It didn't take long either. Kiwi Farms had it in record time. Of course, shout out to Kiwi Farms. But once people found out about her feeder background, they weren't going to like her. No matter what you said, because if people weren't going to believe her, they really ain't going to believe you, bitch.
People to hate me. Do you have a humiliation kink? Is that what it is? You wanted to see me humiliated? You got your way. Are you turned on? Is this like your version of like phone sex? Sexy time? Well, I'm not having fun with it. I'll tell you that. If it was a ploy to get her to...
Bull fucking shit. You are loving the fact that all these people are sending you all these super chats or joining your memberships. You love the fact that these people are giving you all this fucking money. You are probably wetter than well, you probably are naturally wetter than a fucking tsunami. Considering, you know, fat people sweat, but we fatties have swamp ass quite a bit.
To be able to stay in Wisconsin longer than I guess.
That's why you always shoot a shot of cologne down your butt crack whenever you're fat. We get swamp ass.
Definitely worked off. The most horrific things that you can say to a person, she said to me. And I stayed with her. And I still loved her. Sadly, I still do. When is my pain gonna stop? Because in the good time...
Your pain will stop when you stop getting into these relationships. Because they never end well. All you're doing is just reiterating the stereotype that lesbian relationships are abusive as fuck. And again, I'm not saying that every lesbian relationship is abusive. There are probably plenty of lesbian relationships that are perfectly fine, perfectly normal, perfectly stable and sweet and loving and everything else. But there is a big stereotype, and it is proven by statistics, that out of heterosexuals, even gay men and lesbians have a higher chance of being abusive in their relationships. It's just it's a statistic, it's a stereotype, and you're just kind of perpetuating it. You perpetuate it with every fucking relationship that you get into.
Oh, Snowflake says, I don't know if you're like Amber and keep old messages, but do you have any messages from Amber about Rarity going missing? Because I need the clout. I need the money. Because I quit my job to do this. And I'm divorced. Yeah, I do. I have the message.
Bitch, you're just jealous that he gets more views than you. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because whenever you're not in drama, when you're not doing a crash out, people don't watch you. You can go on ALR's channel and the normal streams that she does don't have nearly as many views. She has had so many views on her crash out stream. And I will say, I have downloaded the crash out stream, this stream, and the stream that she did talking, you know, after her get ready with me type shit. I've downloaded 3 of her streams because allegedly she is back with, quote unquote, back with Emily, which, like I said, I honestly believe that they did this on purpose, but fucking hell.
Of her initial reporting when she was missing, which is timestamped. It shows that her story that she posted on her vlogs about her being missing at 5 a.m. was not correct. So our huge argument happened wee in the morning, 5 a.m., 4 a.m. Emily has a massive house. Her cat Daniel, Princess, Wasabi, Rarity, they all like to be in the basement. That's where they went to the bathroom. They had free roam of the whole place, and also her cat Wig. So normal pattern of the day is a lot of the time, like, you didn't see a cat. You didn't see a cat because they were all hanging out doing their damn thing at the basement. And I noticed that normally the time when I would see her, I didn't see her. I've seen most of the cats today, but I haven't seen Rarity. So I went down to the basement and I didn't see her. I'm going to floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3, floor number 4. Why isn't she coming out? That is when I messaged Emily, because the pattern was then broke. The fact that like Emily is like turning this into, I don't know if she like let her out on purpose, when you know you let her out because you left the door open, is sick. Sick.
Even if what you say is true, and Emily was the one that left the door open and Rarity got out, it's still your fault. It is still your fucking fault. Because Rarity is not Emily's responsibility. Rarity was not Emily's pet. Rarity was your pet. And instead of keeping her in an environment that she was used to, you decided it would be a fantastic fucking idea to drag her 19 hours away from her home to a place that she didn't know, she wasn't familiar with, animals she wasn't familiar with, a person she wasn't really familiar with. Even if, okay, good night, Slayer. Even if what you say is true and Emily was the one that left the door open, it's still your fucking fault. Because Rarity wouldn't have gone missing if you had not dragged her away from her home and put her through all that stress of travel. Taking her to an unfamiliar environment in close to winter. Let's not forget. And Wisconsin gets fucking cold in the winter. It was an environment she was not used to. You did that. You took her there. Ultimately, the responsibility lies with you. Because that is your pet, not Emily's.
Where's the next messages? Snowflake says, well, that doesn't look good. In his head, he's like, that looks great. That looks amazing. He's probably thinking in his head, I'm gonna get that money. And then he said, she made a couple videos crying about Rarity. Were you off screen watching this and what did you think? Because her acting is I've always thought I didn't buy she was genuinely sad. I was home for a few of them that she filmed. It was always after a fight between her and I. I think she wanted to take advantage of the tears and the crying and put it on camera. You're insane! And in this moment, I wish more than anything I could talk to your ex, Megan. Megan, if you are watching this or if someone knows Megan, have her talk to me. I would do anything to talk to you. Because at this point, I don't know. I would do anything just to speak to you personally. I will never share anything, but I need someone who understands because this is crazy. I even asked her why you would film right now if you're this upset. You are so unhinged that you have actually made me unhinged. There's a word for that. Someone actually recently told me about it. They messaged me on Instagram and I was like, what is that? It's where someone gets turned on by someone's pain. Is that what this is? The random...
What you're thinking about is a sadist. Sadists get turned on by someone else's pain. Masochists get turned on by by being in pain. So the term you're thinking about, I'll go ahead and just educate the audience for you. It's sadist.
Like video recordings that she would do of me. She also did it to Megan while Megan was naked. And I've seen it with my own eyeballs. Emily would push and push and push Megan until Megan would react the same way I did. When I first saw this video, I was like looking and I'm like, damn, this Megan girl, like what the hell? What's her problem? And then I saw myself in Megan. Would I ever hold someone at a point? That's crazy. I get it. And of course Snowflake has to go, oh.
Again, it is not unusual for someone who is in that type of relationship with someone who does not realize their behavior at certain points to take a video of them in order to be able to show them that behavior. If Emily was doing this shit to you, you should have recorded her. You should have just record each other. But, of course, that probably never popped in your head because you're a dumbass.
Yeah, she's smashing YouTube.
Rosie told her pecan.
Thank you. Emily wanted me to smash her. Literally. She would say how much she missed her every once in a while, but she definitely handled it better than I would have ever if I lost my pet. Do you guys want to hear a story? The first time it snowed in Wisconsin. Normally you think it would be so cute and so sweet. We'd be out there like throwing snowball fights at each other.
Oh, please, as if you would go outside.
Be so cute. We'd come inside. She'd probably want me to eat like cheeseburgers and like a bunch of chicken nuggets and stuff from McDonald's. It would just be so cute and so sweet. But no, do you want to know what happened? I had a full-fledged panic attack because all I could do was think about Rarity. You want to know what her response was? Nothing. I turned over in bed and I started crying. After my panic attack, I was like, genuinely, she hates me. I rolled over and guess what happened? Full-fledged fight. Because you know what she said to me? Are you crying again? That's what I dealt with. That's how I spent my first snow day in Wisconsin. I wanted to keep it civil while she was here while we were looking for the cat.
Yeah, you sound extremely traumatized. You sound like you're so fucking traumatized by it.
And by the way, Snowflake, sorry, I have the thought of hygiene. You asked Emily about my hygiene. She ate my good, and she loved every second of it. So ask her again about my hygiene.
It's so funny because in another video after this, another live she did after this, which is, I think is on Apathetic Facts as well. She says she doesn't remember saying this. She says she was like, yeah, I was sitting on the toilet, I was taking a piss, and I see myself, you know, on TikTok talking about how Emily ate my poo nanny, as she described it, and she liked it. I don't remember saying that. So, yeah. Your memory's very fucking spotty, Amber.
Hygiene. Ask her again. Ask her again. We would argue on and off, though. She was actually trying to minimize her tantrums. I never minimized my tantrums. Never.
Oh, no. Pecan. As a Floridian, I don't often get to experience snow. But when I was a senior in high school, I went with my god sister to see her family and her family lived in Kentucky. It was snowing when we got there, which I was fascinated because I was like, yes, snow. I get to actually see snow. I'm a Floridian. I get to see snow. Now you would think that me being the native born Floridian who has never really lived anywhere else would be the one inside under the blankets complaining about it being cold. No, I was the one outside running around in sneakers, jeans, a lightweight long sleeve shirt, a beanie on my head, playing with snowballs. While my friend, who actually lived like the first 10 years of her life in this weather, was the one who was inside wrapped up in a blanket complaining that it was too cold. So as a native Floridian, when I see snow, I'm just like, yes, fucking snow. Even at 42, when we went up to Tennessee a couple years ago, and it didn't even really snow, it just kind of flurried. I was just like, fuck yes. When it flurried here in Florida, I was outside wandering around in it because I don't get to see snow that often.
Snowflake says, how did you get her to leave eventually? Because she told us she left because she was a grown-up and had an apartment or some nonsense. Yeah, that was because I didn't want to say the truth. People were saying that. Zachary Michael, hi. Zachary Michael would constantly say how miserable I looked in Wisconsin. He does work at the Amberlin Reed factory, so he does know me pretty well. And he saw that. Also, again, while it's in my head and I'm awake, I bet driving her home wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Actually, it was great. It was great. We argued in the beginning because she's insane. She couldn't keep her normal behavior for too long before her true self came out again. That's you. I drove 19 hours straight, though, and flew home the next day. It took that long because of all the stops she had to take. Emily, that's part of your kink. The stops we had to take was due to my size. And you loved my size. You loved my legs. You loved my legs. You have lied and lied and lied. You have fat shamed me. You have made me feel guilty for wanting to lose weight. You have cheated on me. You have used your late fiance as a weapon.
Cheating on her involves her looking at other fat chicks. That's what she means by cheated on me. Was Emily looking at other fat chicks on fucking Tumblr.
When we broke up, before she decided to do this little weird thing with Snowflake, it was because I said, leave me the fuck alone. I expressed to her how I felt about something, and she gaslighted me.
Oh my god. Fucking hell. There are people who have, I don't want to say we've actually seen the text, but Emily has actually said on several occasions, stop texting me. Other people have said this about her. I want to say it was Alexis. I don't know who the fuck it was. But, people who were allegedly, quote-unquote, friends with both of you have said that Emily has said on several occasions for you to leave her the fuck alone. And you didn't. So, who am I going to believe? You, who is known as a pathological liar? Or, well, I mean, there's really nobody to believe in this situation because you guys are all fucking insane. You, Alexis, Emily, you're all fucking insane. But, yeah.
She did a lot of threatening anytime she felt like she didn't have control of the situation. I'm so worried she's going to totally lose it when she finds out I talked to you. Because you know me. You know when you do things that hurt me, I lose it. You worked in the mental health field, Emily. You worked with BPD patients. You would constantly tell me, like, Amberlynn, you are straight up BPD. You would tell me that constantly.
Holy shit, if she was working with people who were in there for BPD, obviously they were getting fucking treatment. Whereas you were not. You were not doing anything to try to manage your symptoms. if you were if these were BPD symptoms and not just a narcissistic rage.
You knew what triggered me. You never did a single thing to help calm me, ever. You would purposely do things to trigger me. It reminded me of that video of Megan, and that's heartbreaking.
I told y'all that was gonna be unhinged, LOL. So I'm guessing there will be a part 2, either in tonight's live or coming soon. Cause there's a whole section she skipped over where Emily shared their personal text exchange. So we'll see you in the next one, and for now, I'll leave you with Amber's latest IG story.
I thought that you loved me. What is happening to us? I will say the devil horns are retarded. It's all in my head. Who do I trust? I thought that you loved me. What is happening to us? Oh, poor Amber. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out. The 6 of you that are still here, you guys are fantastic. I love you all. Thank you to all of the lurkers. Thank you to all of the chatters. Thank you to all the people who are going to watch us on replay if you do. Big shout out to everybody who does this, everybody who interacts. If you liked the stream, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the stream, downvote the shit out of it. I don't give a fuck. Go down and leave a comment. Leave several comments. Get into protracted arguments in the comments. Hell, talk about shit that isn't even involved in the fucking comments. Just do it. Today we're going to close out with a wonderful Nickelback parody from Red Feather 1, which is a giant fucking callback to what used to be known as Internet Blood Sports. Thank you guys for coming out. I'll see you guys the next time I fucking decide to stream, because you guys know me. I'll go away for months. Bye!
I still want to create the YouTuber house for you.
I'm through with unemployment likes and job applications. Wanna get right into the complications of somebody's personal life being spewed online.
Tell me what you want.
I want a nice PC with Adobe Sur and a mention on everyone's Twitter. Gonna build my channel overnight just like that.
Yeah, but what you need?
I need a charity stream with a ton of donations and a Discord server for gay operations. Gonna Google everyone I've ever talked to in a chat.
Been there, done that.
I want a lot of subs that don't like to watch and a go play button hung in my garage. Somewhere between Kingstar and Beauty Pie is fine with me.
So how you gonna do it?
I'm gonna ride on down this shit train. Might even show my face and dox my name. Cause we all just don't wanna be YouTube stars and live in YouTube houses, driving YouTube cars. The trolls come easy and the subs come cheap. We'll all stay relevant, we got receipts. And we'll hang out in the coolest streams. And we'll be outraged about the latest schemes. Every armchair psych is gonna wind up there. All the academics will respond in pairs. Well, hey, hey, I wanna be a U-star. Hey, hey, I wanna be a U-star. I wanna be great like Logan without the hassle. Stage a real life fight with some random assholes and charge $10 to watch us box on stream.
I'll have a pack of Zima.
We're gonna hype it up for several months and make ourselves all look like cunts. Call it a draw and become our own memes.
So how you gonna do it?
I'm gonna burn my nips and shave my head and tell everybody that Bookie's dead. Cause we all just don't wanna be YouTube stars and live in YouTube houses, driving YouTube cars. The trolls come easy and the subs come cheap. We'll all stay relevant, we got receipts. And we'll hang out in the coolest streams. And we'll be outraged about the latest schemes. Every armchair psych is gonna wind up there. All the academics will respond in pairs. And we'll make up some sock accounts and we'll deny it for once it's been announced. Gonna call out at anyone who's acting vile. Everybody's got a trusted flagger on speed dial. Well, hey, hey, I wanna be a U-star. I'm gonna watch all the people that offend the censors, even if they talk to Richard Spencer. Listen to their discussions and maybe grin. Try to kick out beef from every stream I'm in. 'Cause we all just wanna be YouTube stars and live in YouTube houses, driving YouTube cars. The trolls come easy and the subs come cheap. We'll all stay relevant, we've got receipts, and we'll hang out in the coolest streams, and we'll be outraged about the latest schemes. Every armchair psych is gonna wind up there. All the academics will respond in pairs, and we'll make up some sock accounts and we'll deny it for once it's been announced. Gonna call out at anyone who's acting vile. Everybody's got a trusted flagger on speed dial. Well, hey, hey, I wanna be a U-star. Hey, hey, I wanna be a U-star.
I still want to create the YouTuber house for you.